It's Work Boot Wednesday right here on the Coach JB Show. Don't go anywhere else. We're the first morning show to jump off and give you what you need. Just like I need this coffee, I'm going to give you what you need in this realness and this real talk barbershop banter that I always bring. I'm soaking wet right now. You can't really see it. The back's soaking wet. I had a little drain issue out here. It's pouring down rain. I had a little flood issue. I had to move a little thing out the way, and now it's back to being good. I'm all good. But it is coming down in Southern California right now. And, man, a lot of rain. Northern Cali, Southern Cali. We're getting rain like crazy. So, hope we don't float off this bitch and move on and turn into the island that all you guys in Nebraska thought we were going to be years ago. I hate California. It's so political. It's expensive. It's too much traffic. Well, we got bitches, money, food, weather. It can rain here and there every fucking 30 years. We'll be all right. It's always Uncle Jed and them. Uncle Jed and them. California's the worst. Because you can't live here. You can't afford it, Jed. You can't afford to live here. Now just go back to your wife, and enjoy life. Lots to discuss today, boy. It's Judgment Day. Aaron Rodgers is going to go on Pat McAfee's show later on today. What do I expect from that? Man, I'm going to be honest. Not a lot. I don't expect a lot. We're going to break it down in totality. This show is brought to you by betonline.ag. Use the promo code BELIEVE, B-L-E-A-V, and get you 50% off welcome bonus. Use it today. NBA playoffs right around the corner. NHL hockey playoffs coming up. In Major League Baseball is in full swing. Spring training. Baseball's to start soon. A lot going on in the XFL. You can bet it all. BetOnline.ag, where the game starts. Use the promo code BELIEVE, B-L-E-A-V. Candidates has some new, clean, fresh way to dip. If you guys want to dip cleanly, go get you some CandidiPCBD.com. Use the promo code CoachJB, all caps. This is the new White Widow. There's a Pineapple Express. There's a bunch of new candidates. Go on over to CandidiPCBD.com. Use the promo code CoachJB. Go get that done because I'm in for some awards. Got a lot to discuss today, but first of all, we got to get you the quote of the day. Quote of the day, brought to you by candidates. Worrying does not take away tomorrow's troubles. It takes away today's peace. Worrying does nothing for tomorrow. Just FYI, it does absolutely nothing tomorrow, but it takes today's peace away. I refuse to live that way. I hope you guys do too. I refuse to live that way. I can't live all stressed out one day to the next. Like, dog, tomorrow we already know is coming. You might as well live today freely. Shit. Hey, if you can't do it, don't do it. Contrary to belief, brought to you by CandidateCBD.com. Just be yourself isn't always good advice. Some of you cats, especially on TikTok, homie, when people tell you, hey, just be yourself, dog, they're lying to you. Because yourself is fucked up. They need to tell you not to be yourself. Hey, dog, don't be yourself, homie, because you have screwed this up. Go be someone else. Because, dog, we love to be ourselves, but yourself ain't it, contrary to belief. That's just my piece of advice. Don't tell every swinging dick to just be yourself, dog. It's not good advice. If only you ran like your mouth, your ass would be in shape. A lot of you need to shut the hell up and listen. You got 2 ears, 1 mouth. Start listening. Next time you run into the know-it-all guy, let his ass know. He may know it all, but he sure don't know when to shut the fuck up. Shut the hell up sometimes, homie. I'm tired of hearing your lip. God damn. And contrary to belief, you got to be odd to be number one. Let that sink in. You got to be odd. You got to be an odd motherfucker to be number one. Just so you know. I know about 3-4 billionaires. Every one of them, dog, is weird as fuck. I'm going to be honest. How many And any of you know any billionaires, let's be honest. How about the billionaires we don't know? I guarantee you, every one of you are judging Elon Musk. You'd be like, damn, that dude's weird as hell. Bezos, oh, that motherfucker weird as hell. Everyone is different. That's why they're billionaires. I'm just telling you. You got to be odd to be number one. It's hard to be different. It's easy to be average. I tell people that every day. It's Judgment Day right here on the Coach JB Show. Aaron Rodgers goes on Pat McAfee later on to tell us what exactly. I don't expect a lot at all. I think it's a good PR stunt. I think it's going to get Pat some ratings. I think A-Rod likes to be in front of the camera. He loves being on shows, even though he says, I'm going to go to this dark retreat and smoke ayahuasca and da-da-da-da-da. I don't think he knows anything. I don't think he's in control at all anymore. He's came out with a laundry list of items for the Packers. And I'm showing it on the screen here for all the audio listeners out there. I got an email from an audio listener who can't watch the YouTube live. He only listens to audio. I respect the email he sent me. He said basically, hey, Coach, just food for thought. When you're talking, you should talk about what you have on the screen because we think it's great, but we don't know. So give us a visual, even though we only get it audio. And I'm like, all right, I'll see if I could be a director, producer, and a narrator now. I'll see what I could do. They should have had me on the Oscars. Shit, it's quiet as kept. But A-Rod has provided the New York Jets with a laundry list of free agents he would like them to target. Randall Cobb, who's 48. Alan Lazard, who's a number 2 or 3 on most rosters. Mercedes Lewis, who's 57. And Odell Beckham, who hasn't played in 2.5 years, really. All he does is goes out in shirts and shorts, rainbow hair color, and catches one-handed balls. Like, it looks pretty. I guess it's cute for all the 7-on-7 gurus out there who like to see a guy in shorts run around and catch a ball like this. Motherfucker just catching balls like this. One hand, catch the ball like this, just like that. Like, dog, it doesn't matter. You caught one-handed ball in the game. Just calm down. Besides that, you've been a pretty average wideout. Just keeping it real. You haven't really produced because you're not available. So we forgot about you, dog. And you're not worth $20 million no more. So if somebody gives you that money, they're absolutely crazy. And it blows my mind. All the Jet wideouts got to be pretty pissed, dog, that Aaron Rodgers now wants to come in and demand XYZ, according to Diana Rossini. Well, news broke earlier, though, that the Green Bay Packers are willing to wait until the draft, April 27th, to trade 4-time MVP Aaron Rodgers. According to ML Football, my boy, who gets good sources, if that's what it takes to get what they want in return for Rodgers via trade, per Florio, Pro Football Talk. Dog, I gotta be honest. The Packers, I would draw this thing out, dog, to the end, to the bitter end. Like, you're a 39-year-old cat. You got one Super Bowl over 10 years ago. You lose to the Niners every year, it seems like. You couldn't beat the Detroit Lions to get into the playoffs at home when all he had to do was beat the Lions, dog. The team you supposedly own. You couldn't do it. He doesn't win big games. I'm just confused. I think he's a top 5 ball spinner of all time. I'm sure he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He can throw it with anybody that's ever thrown the football. That's just real. He's a California JUCO product. I love that he's a JUCO guy. California product. Him, Tom Brady, all grew up in the same area. Josh Allen, JUCO product from California, all grew up in the same Northern California area. 3 great, probably future Hall of Famers if Josh Allen gets his shit together and figures it out. But I got to be honest. To demand trades at 39, not really being the guy that you're trying to be Tom Brady, but you're not because you can't get the rings. You can't get it done. Patrick Mahomes passed you by already. He's in year 5 and already has 2 rings and has been to 3 Super Bowls. So I would have told him to get fucked. I'm going to be honest with you. That's what I would have told him. I would have told Aaron Rodgers to absolutely pound sand, but who am I? Chat, what up, man? I'm just getting over here to the chat. I've been running like crazy. I'm over here soaking wet. I had to go fix the drain. Man, listen, I don't know if he's demanding trades or not, but bottom line is the Jets signed Lazard yesterday. And so what do you think he's doing? He's not demanding star dad 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 6, 9, 8 profile picture of nothing. Another troll that comes on in the show. I love when people say just a blanket statement. He's not demanding nothing, and that's it. He don't give you no facts. He don't give you no evidence. He don't give you a source. He don't give you nothing. He not demanding nothing. Like he just slept with Aaron Rodgers yesterday. I love it, dog, when I hear these cats. I love when I hear these cats make blanket statements but never give you any factual data. No evidence at all. No evidence whatsoever. He's not demanding nothing, says Dad's protocol 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. Can we get a real name, homie? Can we get a real name, Star's dad? Come on, dog. Like, I get it. You got a couple stars. You think your daughter or son are some stars? Hey, I like it. It's all good. I get it. But come on, man. Like, we got to decipher your name and shit. Like, Star's dad 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So has he got 4 kids? He got 4 stars? Is his kid a 4-star football player? I mean, like, what's the deal with your name, dog? Become a member at least, so I know you're not a troll. We got a lot to discuss here today. I'm on YouTube, dog. I can't come on TikTok. I cuss too much. You guys will get me booted. So that's the problem. You know what I mean? Why are you worried about my net worth? Okay, ask your girl. Your girl has all my financials. Every day she goes like this. And I show her all my financials. Ask your girl. She'll tell you what I'm worth. She'll tell you what I'm worth in the amount of semen. Dana White gets slapped, literally. Dana White gets slapped by TBS. TBS says Power Slap League booted from TBS after 1 season. So he actually got his ass lit up. He actually got his ass slapped himself. So Dana White's moved on over to Rumble. And, you know, it is what it is. He moved on over to Rumble. And apparently, I don't know what that is. It's more like I don't know. I've heard every story. I don't know. I don't know who invented it. I thought it was a Trump thing, but apparently Trump did not invent it. It's someone else. I don't know anything about Rumble. I might be on a Rumble if the great white T ever deletes my ass. Yeah, I don't really care about Dana White. I never really cared about him in the first place, but then when he hit a woman on tape, his own wife, twice, like he's been hitting her every day for his whole life, that's what that showed me. Because, see, I'm a good judge of character. That's what made me a great recruiter. See, if I see a cat just openly, freely smacking a girl around, I think you do it all the time. It looked pretty comfortable, homie. I'm going to be honest. But we've already talked about it. I just think he looked real comfortable slapping his own wife. I got no interest in the motherfucker anymore. I'm just going to be honest with you. I have no interest in him. The Aaron Rodgers shit's getting real old. I'm not really interested in that. Ryan Reynolds, though, very, very smart guy. Ryan Reynolds, the actor, funny guy. At least I didn't see him on the Epstein list, so kudos to him. Kudos. not being on the Epstein list. Much love to Ryan Reynolds. He sold Mint Mobile, something I really didn't know too much about. I know he started it. I've seen a couple commercials. He's just kind of like himself. He's like doing commercials. He don't charge shit. It's real cheap. T-Mobile bought Mint Mobile, all right, for $1.35 billion, according to Bloomberg yesterday. So Ryan Reynolds not only sold a very, very successful liquor line for like, I want to say $600 million. He also he just turned out and sold Mint Mobile for $1.35 billion to T-Mobile, who I have. I have T-Mobile, and where I live, it's horrible, but it is what it is. Also, per Bloomberg sources, CBD oil has come out and has been definitely recognized as doing nothing for sleep aid. It don't help you sleep whatsoever, according to Bloomberg. It don't help you get sleepy. It does absolutely nothing. The CBD oil drops, that's what I'm referring to. It does nothing. But I got a solution for everybody out there that wants to go to sleep. I got a solution. Go get you some pineapple watermelon vape that all you guys love smoking these vapes. All the made up chemical shit that's killing y'all. Go get that. Go to Taco Bell drive-thru. Order you a couple bean and cheese burritos. No onions with sour cream. Get you, I don't know, whatever else they got. A little gordita and get you nachos with the melted cheese. Go eat that. Smoke the pineapple watermelon vape. That's so earthly. And see how fast you fall asleep, motherfucker. I bet you fall asleep fast as hell. You don't need no CBD oil, Taco Bell, and some vape. I bet your ass fall asleep. Shit, I bet you fall asleep then. Aaron Rodgers coming on Pat McAfee's show later on today in a few hours after my show. I'm curious to what he says. I think it's a PR stunt. I don't think he says anything. I think it's fluff. I think he's going to come on there. They're going to have 100,000 people on the show, and he's going to be like, well, you know, it's not in my hands. I want to go to the Jets. I want to play. But listen, I need a few things so I'm comfortable. They're trying to get that done. We also got to talk about my contract. We got to negotiate that. The Jets got to buy me out. We got to make trades. The Jets got to make some trades for me. And that's what you're going to get. That's my personal opinion. He may come out there and say, I'm actually done. I'm retired. Or he might say, I don't think that's going to happen, though. I think he's going to say he wants to play for the Jets. And that is what it is. That's what I think he's going to say. I'll be honest with you. But he loves the attention, homie. He loves the attention, dog. I'm be honest with you. For a cat that says he don't love the attention, he sure loves the attention. I don't see him retiring, dog. I see him. He is a guy that's going to say, all right, you know what? New York, #1 media market. You know what? I'm going to go over there and fuck with this New York media market. That's what I think. I think he's so egotistical, he wants to do that. That's real talk. Stephon Gilmore gets traded from the Colts. Let me give you a little insight on corners and running backs. They don't last very long. They age very, 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 very fast. They age very quickly. They're very, very, they age like cheap wine, not fine wine. Gilmore is not what he used to be. He's a figment of his imagination. I don't believe it's a huge get. If you just look at what the trade compensation was, the Cowboys gave up very little. That tells you what it is. I'm just telling you, if he's all of that in a bag of chips, don't you think the Cowboys would have gave him more than a 5th-round draft pick? They got nothing for him. So Colts are trying to dump cap. I'm going to break down the NFL cap space here in a minute. We're going to get into it. I'm just going to be honest, dog. The corners and running backs. David Montgomery heads on over to Detroit. Quietly as kept. The Lions are making moves this offseason. Lions are making a lot of good moves. I like what the Lions are doing. MCDC doing a few things. Montgomery, good back. I think he has a burst. Jamal Williams, I think, wanted too much. He is a touchdown scoring machine. I wouldn't be surprised if Jamal Williams ends up in Buffalo today. I think Jamal Williams is the second back other than Henry and other than now Eckel that come off the board. So I believe everyone's going to wait what happens with Eckel. Once Eckler's dominoes fall, it looks like Henry's probably staying now. I don't see him being moved in Tennessee. So if Eckel moves quickly and gets traded here today or tomorrow, Chase Sr. will join me later on in the show, talk about some insight in NFL free agency. If that happens, then I would expect you to see Jamal Williams maybe ends up in Buffalo. He could end up a Ram. I like Jamal Williams in L.A. There's a few places Jamal Williams can land. Curious to see how that unfolds. But I think it has to happen with Eckel first, just like Lamar Jackson's has to happen after Aaron Rodgers. I think dominoes fall in that pecking order. That's what's going to happen. And unfortunately, that is kind of how it works. So I would not be surprised. Detroit's making a lot of good moves, Brian Case. I don't mind Detroit's moves. Detroit's making a few moves. Where does Eckel end up? I don't know. I think Cincinnati's a natural fit based on the offense they run. He can get the ball out the backfield. Burrow's going to check it down to him, get it to him very early and often and down and distance situations. He's not going to just be a third down back. He's an every down back, but on third down, he will absolutely be critical for a Cincinnati Bengal team. I like Eckel in Cincinnati. If we want to talk about other teams that he could be good in, there's so many. Buffalo. I mean, Buffalo's another one. I mean, it just makes sense. Buffalo, another type of system, offense that's going to have to get the ball to the back. They're going to have to run the football more if they're going to try to save Josh Allen's career or move on and get past somebody in the playoffs and win a meaningful football game. They're going to have to run the football. So, there's a few spots for Eckel. Eckel can go anywhere, to be honest. I would love to see Eckel just switch locker rooms. I would love to see Eckel just switch locker rooms and come over and be a Ram. Don't have to move, stays in L.A., moves over to be a Ram. Rams got to make a few decisions with Cam Akers and all these other guys. I'd get rid of Akers. Akers looks like a little bitch-made cat, I would call it. I would say addition by subtraction. Go get you a team guy, a locker room guy. Jamal Williams is that. Eckel is that. So you got a lot of guys. Eckel and Jamal Williams are both team guys, not I guys. I would love to have those two guys in the locker room if I was an LA Ram. If I'm a McVay guy, I can't wait to get that going, in my opinion. So that's just kind of my decision. Jamal Williams to the Jets. If A-Rod goes, maybe, but I don't think the Jets have enough. I don't think the Jets can make all these moves. They got to worry about the rookie running back they got returning after the knee surgery, who was possibly the rookie of the year in Bryce or Brees or whatever his name is. Kansas native, by the way, Wichita, Kansas kid. There's a lot going on. But I like him to a few places. The Eagles save face, kept at least one of the two corners. They still got a lot to do. They still got a lot to hang on to. Chase Sr. will join me. He's dealing with a lot of free agent stuff, so he may join us at any time in the middle of the show and break that down and talk about some things that have happened. But we haven't even started the show yet. I got to start you off with a bang. For all the audio listeners, I got to start you off with a bang. This should wake you up, all right? Who pushes their kid out in the middle of the street? I just take a look at this video and give me your like, dog, what are you doing? And then the guy slaps the kid. Wait up. So you slapped the kid? Did he run from you? So basically what you're seeing is a dad and a kid walking across the street. A car's coming full ass speed. The kid runs out. The dad gives him a push out. And the car, dog, the driver did a hell of a job avoiding this kid. And then the dad smacks the hell out the kid in the back of the head. Dog. This is the parenting that we have in America, people. That is horrible parenting. And you wonder why we're so screwed up. You wonder why these young cats are so screwed up. That's why. The parenting is at an all-time low. Leaders create more leaders, not more followers. Last time I checked. And you know what that dad just created? I just got to be real. The dad created this. That dad created this person. Like, I got to be honest. This is America, dog. This is actually in Mexico. But this is the people that we're dealing with. Like, human beings aren't very smart anymore. And you see it by the horrible parent pushing the kid out in the street. Now what you're seeing is a girl just walking off of a bus stop and only looking to the right, and to the left comes a 17-ton moving bus at 70 miles an hour, and it actually grazes her, and it bangs her arm. Apparently, it cut, just oblivious, man. So she didn't even get knocked down. There's 2 police officers that caught it and tried to come to her aid. She's distraught, crying, falling. Man, it's crazy, dog. It's crazy. I want to get to this Michael Irvin recap real quick. Yesterday, we talked about Michael Irvin voluntarily dismissing the $100 million lawsuit. All right, I'm gonna break this down real quick to all you that so-called want to be lawyers. All right, here's a little tidbit for you. The video came out of Michael Irvin. I showed it yesterday on a clip. I showed the Michael Irvin video. The Marriott released a video of Michael Irvin. All right, real quick. I'll get back to some football trade talk. I got to be honest. There's a difference between harassment and assault. Just so we're clear. And I talked to a few lawyer friends of mine, and we were speaking, and they were like, JB, I'm just going to be honest, dog. I'm going to tell you straight out. Everybody's posting shit like Whitlock and everyone else and like, oh, Michael Irvin's about to get paid. Well, since I released a little video, I since then have talked to a few lawyers, and they said, JB, I'm not very comfortable if I'm Michael Irvin right now. And I said, why? I said, I don't see nothing. He goes, you don't hear nothing either. So if you can't hear what's being said, you never know what the harassment is, because apparently she's filed for harassment, not assault. Harassment can be a multitude of different things. So you can say a shitload of things and harass somebody. And he's been known to do it. I'm just going to be honest. He's been known to say dumb shit to people, especially women. He's had a few other altercations. So just be clear. I don't know. That's why you don't put your foot in your mouth too soon. I'm not going to say he did this. I'm not going to say he's this guy and did that. I'm not going to say the girl's a money chasing whore. I'm not going to say any of that. All I'm telling you is the video don't tell you much, because it's harassment is different than assault, and you can be charged with both. So I want to be honest and be clear, just so you know. So don't judge too quickly on the Michael Irvin video that you saw yesterday. Darren Waller. All right, get to Darren Waller real quick. Darren Waller was traded. Darren Waller was traded. I don't believe Poyer. I think Poyer wants out. Poyer wants to go to a state like Arizona, like Florida, that has no taxes, state income tax. He doesn't want to get taxed. And I think Poyer wants to play in warm weather from everything I've heard. All right. So I don't believe he's going to New England. Here we go. Tom Pelissero yesterday broke that Darren Waller got traded to the New York Giants, all right? So here's a guy who had some drug issues with Baltimore. He had some mental health issues, apparently. Mental health. We always love to hear the mental health crutch. But then he came out with a video in an interview. And then he's talking about why I don't enjoy life. And I'm sitting there like, oh, here we go.
Kind of like laugh looking back in a way, and people will kind of be like, how can you even laugh about that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
But it's like, you do the work to kind of move on from it and see it in a different way. But I do kind of get sad because there are some times where.
Hold on, dog. What do you get sad about, homie? I'll be honest. You beat life. Why don't these cats who beat life cherish beating life? What do you mean beat life, coach? He ain't beat life. He's still a regular cat. No, he's not. You beat life. You got to understand, you've came from the struggles. If you did come from the struggle, a lot of you did. A lot of you didn't. A lot of us did. A lot of us didn't. But listen to this. At this moment, you have resurrected your NFL career from the bottom and now got a big bag last couple years in Vegas. You got generational wealth. Your kids are wealthy. You're set for life if you don't fuck it up. If you don't screw it up. You, as of right now, have beaten this game of life. You're a 1%er, dog. You're a 1%er. But let's hear why he's sad.
I'll still think like I don't deserve good things. Even though I may be in this space and there's like a lot of good has happened, I'm still so accustomed to thinking in that mode where things weren't going well, and how like just that place of suffering and just hopelessness kind of got comfortable. Like I was telling you about the person that was underground.
Yeah.
And it's just you get kind of stuck in that mode, and now things are going well. It's like there are days when I can find a way. I just be like, how do I just blow this shit up? And just like,
yeah.
I hear I'm watching Darren Waller on Troy Taylor. I love seeing the TikTokers that are 19 years old. Failed JUCO coach giving life advice. Well, let me look at I want to know what your definition of failed is. It's always good to see a guy whose name on there is user 1748798 with no picture. And then he says, you're a failed coach. Let me define failed coach real quick. All right. 6 bowl rings. You can call me Lord of the Rings. 270 plus kids sent Division I. Had one kid in my entire 20-year coaching career get arrested or go to jail after leaving me. 230 plus kids graduated with their degree. 135 kids got their master's degree on top of that. Highest graduation rate, highest retention rate, and highest football playing GPA of any junior college coach in the history of football. I got 28 guys in the NFL, 8 won a Super Bowl, 1 Pro Bowl MVP. And if that is failing, then I'm a failing motherfucker. By the way, I'm a fail. User 108794448. With no profile picture. Your profile picture is probably me. Dick Rider. I love the Dick Riders, dog. It blows my mind. Love the Dick Riders. I gotta love them. Gotta love them. Oh yeah, dog. Hey, Coach Davis, if you don't know your stats, hey, dog, Coach Davis, by the way, I do these clinics with coaches all the time on Zoom and during the day and stuff. And they always ask me about plays, and I can spit off a play that I ran in 2001 that I called to win a game, or that I called to get a first down. They're like, how do you remember this? And I got the film up. Dog, I got a photographic memory, I guess. I know every single play that I've ever called. I mean, if you do the math, let's say we call 85 to 100 plays a game. I coached 20 years. You're talking, let's say, minimum 10 games a year, not including bowl games or high school playoff games. Do the math on that. I mean, what is that? 20,000 plays I've called. I can remember every one of them. I'm going to be honest. I remember every single play. If I pull up a film and I see the play before it snaps, I see the formation, I see whatever else is involved, I remember the play like this. I remember my highlight reel, my highlight film, which I have my highlight films. I can remember every single play that is about to show up before it happens. I don't know. But I know every single kid I've sent to college. I know every single kid I got in the NFL. I know every single kid that have graduated. And those stats are important, dog, because when you recruit like I did forever, you got to be able to rattle that off to the recruit and the mama and the daddy. And then when you rattle it off, you also have a PowerPoint showing. And then the parent sees the PowerPoint and is like, damn, this motherfucker knows exactly how many this, how many that. Well, that's another way of showing that you're not full of shit either. But what do I know? Everybody on TikTok knows. Rakeem Boy, I'm trying to help out get to the CFL right now. So I'm dealing with trying to help Rakeem get to a CFL team right now with my buddy Chris Jones, the head coach for the Edmonton team. Chris Jones going to work him out in Houston here shortly. Morning. So Waller goes on and talks about how bad days end up being bad days, and I don't like, he has bad days and he can't get over it sometimes, and I'm just like, dog, I'm tired of hearing the mental health crutch. How about mental weakness? How about you beat life? How about you figure it out? How about you wake up and say, you know what, dog, I beat this thing. I'm ready to move on. Make your damn bed, shut the hell up, and go fucking do it. Why does everybody always come up with, he beat drug addiction, coach? That's a hard thing to do. Motherfucker, I know. I was fucking raised by the biggest dope dealer in the United States history. You don't think I know about it? But let me ask you guys something. Why don't you talk about all the crackheads who beat it every single day in the hood? I don't ever hear anything like that come out of your mouth. I only hear about the privileged who are now privileged by making millions, hundreds of millions in some cases. We only want to give them praise. And why don't I ever hear about the cat living in the car broke? Why don't I ever hear about that cat overcoming addiction? Or how about we don't hear about that cat hanging himself or driving off a cliff? Why don't I ever hear about those cats? I always hear about some rich white dude sitting in a hotel they find hanging from the balcony who has millions of dollars, 3 kids, a wife. You cowardly cunt. Dog, you motherfuckers don't talk to me about cats who commit suicide and tell me, coach, you don't know their life. Mental health is real. I'll tell you what this is. I'll tell you the real part about suicide. Here's the real part. You want to hear about the real part of suicide? You are cowards. Suicidal people are cowards. If you commit suicide, you're a coward. You've left 3 kids behind and a wife to deal with your shit, to deal with your bullshit, your bills, your debt, your drama, your stress. You just put it on them. To me, I don't know about you, where you're from, where I'm from, we call that a cowardly motherfucker. Now I'm just going to be real. That's what we call a coward. You don't leave your drama for someone else, homie, and then just off yourself, and then everyone else feels sorry for you. That's the problem with you cats. That's the problem with you soft cats today. You give everyone a pass. But the ones trying to help you, you'll blackball in a New York minute. You'll blackball a cat that tries to actually help guys, but guess what? Perception's reality. Just because a guy like myself is loud and I talk like a barbershop banter, like we're in the barbershop talking shit to each other, you get offensive. You get offended by it. Can't handle barbershop banter. So guess what? Automatically, oh, JB's an asshole. Well, why don't you see no players of mine come out and say I'm an asshole? Why don't you see them come out and say, man, fuck JB, man. I ain't never seen it. I've been doing it 20 years. I've yet to see a kid on social media talk shit about me. Maybe a kid I cut. Maybe a kid that was a shitbird. But if you believe him, then you're a shitbird yourself. And you have no idea what real life is about. So, but why haven't you seen any of my players in the NFL talk shit about me? How funny is that? How ironic is that? Have you ever seen any of my NFL players, by the way, who have came on this show and clearly talks about me? Why haven't you talked about that? But you're quick to talk about JB asshole. Weight loss and fitness. Coach JB, I'm 34 years old. I'm 5'11", 240 pounds. I play cornerback. Corner? How can I go undrafted in the NFL? I know how. You put your head between your legs and you kiss your ass goodbye. Then you stand up and you put out both hands and you wish in this one and you shit in this one and see which one fills up first. That is how you can get undrafted in the NFL. Good luck. He said he's a 240-pound corner. Better put your hand in the ground, homie, and go get up the field. Top of the morning. Judgment Day. Aaron Rodgers coming on Pat McAfee's show in a few hours to see what? I have no idea. I don't think you're going to see anything. I think you're going to hear a lot of fluff. I think you're going to hear a lot of BS. I think it's a PR stunt to keep everybody in tune. I don't think you're going to get a lot out of it. That's my personal opinion. I don't think you're going to get anything out of it. And that's just what I think. I don't think Aaron Rodgers can control his own destiny right now. I think he needs a lot of things to happen. I think the Jets have to have the right trade. I think the Packers got to accept it. I think the Packers are willing to wait it out through the draft, which is next month, April 27th. I don't know if Aaron Rodgers knows anything other than what you might get on Pat McAfee's show today is I wouldn't mind playing with the Jets. You know, we got to have a few things happen here and there. He's going to be sitting there on his bookshelf or whatever. I mean, it is what it is. But you know what? You'll watch. You will watch. And you know damn well there'll be 100,000 people in there watching. So, smart move by Pat. That's what Aaron Rodgers is. We already know what he is. So, it is what it is. Ladies, are we stressing you out? Sounds like a promo for an ad sponsor, huh? No, it's not. Lucy, Liz, if she's in here, Bree, all the ladies. Jada, wake your ass up. You're in LA. I got to ask you, women. The Institute of Alcohol Abuse finds women binge drinking more than men for the first time ever. I got a little picture of two pretty girls, like decent girls drinking wine. Per the czar, the Institute of Alcohol Abuse finds women binge drinking more than men for the first time ever. Why is this? I got to ask the ladies. Why is this? Bree? Why is this, Lucy? Why are you guys drinking at an all-time high? I'm just being honest. I'm just being real. Let me know why. I'm just being real. Good citizen. I appreciate you, dog. He said, I ain't watching McAfee no more. This show is lame compared to this. Hey, I'm glad there's real people out there that want real talk. I'm only going to give you real talk. I'm not going to ever fluff. If this show ever blows up to be huge and it gets out there and someone buys me and we get on a network and I get on a platform with production and a whole team behind me, I do this myself, dog, right here. And we've grown astronomically by ourselves here in a year. I love you guys, the audience, all you guys, supporters. I appreciate you. You know I'm only going to give you the real. And I actually know what I'm talking about when it comes to this football shit. But what do I know? I could break football down, so you know I can always do that side of the show. Sean Salisbury and I are working out some other things to figure out what we're going to do next for Last Chance Q. So we're going to get that down. We're going to try to get some college film. We're going to break down Will Levis, AR-15, Bryce Young, CJ Stroud. We're going to break down the film on those guys so we can talk about the draft. But Liz said they're pushing alcohol all over signs and T-shirts, so that doesn't help. But I think women being independent and COVID didn't help is what my friends have told me. Liz, don't be. Liz, that sounds like a cop-out, Liz. Sounds like you just be at the house getting fucked up. Like, I saw another sign. My girl said COVID. I could drink. It's cool. I don't have to go to work today. Hey, but you're speaking some truth. I think COVID did put a lot of people actually drank at the house. You know, it is what it is. Hey, TikTok, come on over to YouTube. We're going to break down the draft. I got some guys coming on the show, some guests. We're going to break down the free agency. Come on over to YouTube live right here it's in my bio. Come on over here so I can cuss again. Peace. I don't know, man. It's interesting, but women, I don't know. I don't know. It's interesting. Tating O'Sullivan, I appreciate you. 600. Hey, we got 650 people in here, man. We should have 650 likes right now. All you got to do is hit the like button, whether you're a member or not. Just hit the like button. It takes 1 second. Hit the like button for your boy on 3. Hit the like button for your boy on me. 1, 2, 3. If you don't hit the like button, you are simply...
You is slap dick pretty much.
Why you calling me slap dick?
Because my dick slapped you across your face.
That's what you are. There's no McAfee slander. I talk to Pat all the time. Pat's my boy. It's all gravy. He's killing it. You can't... He's a zebra, a unicorn. Pat has beat life. Pat has beat life. Another guy that's beat life, contrary to belief. So that's what people don't understand. People want to talk shit and do all this and do all that. It doesn't matter. Do you think Pat gives a fuck what people think? No. That's what I'm trying to get through to you. Some people, we don't give a fuck what you think. I am more in tune. My show's not 1% is the size, right? So I like to engage with the audience. I just like doing that. I'm a real one like that. So I like to talk to the guys. So if my shit ever gets big, right? If it ever gets huge, or not even huge, let's just say it gets decent, I'm gonna still talk to you guys. Shit. There's nothing. If you're not a member to the Discord, Slap Nation, become one today. Pound that like button, subscribe, become a member if you're not one. We got the Discord, Slap Nation over here. Come on over to the Slap Nation side too and chop it up with us. So Rodgers demands a laundry list of shit. He's going to go on Pat's show later. Judgment Day. Everyone will at least have some type of clarity. Waller gets traded to the Giants. I talked about it earlier. Then I talked about his mental health bullshit. And then Waller got married. If you don't know this story, RG3, of course, his corny ass posted, Darren Waller just got married to Kelsey Plum of the Las Vegas Aces, and Josh McDaniels' wedding present was to trade him to the New York Giants. McDaniels is not romantic. Kelsey Plum said probably because he wasn't invited to the wedding. Taking shots on social media. Listen, congratulations to Waller and Kelsey Plum. At least, you know, Kelsey Plum, hopefully he's not a made-up human. The Discord link, Coach Vic, the Discord link is in the, I think you just joined now. You got to be a member already, Coach Vic. So I believe you got to become a member. Join now on the desktop on my channel, and then it'll give you options to become a Discord member as well. So you can pop that in there. Derek, I don't know if you're in here, but if you could pop the link in the chat for the Discord maybe. But you got to become a member, I believe. Yeah, you got to become a $2.99 member. $1.99 is the normal membership. Discord's another $1. So a whopping $2.99 a month. I'm sure you could afford it because you spend $9 a day at Starbucks. And you know damn well I'm not bullshitting. So you won't even know you pay $2.99. I don't know, dog. I don't know, but I know this. All the men in the room, I don't know if any of you seen this right here, but this is an alarming thing. I got to show it, though. I got to show it. The audacity of these young cats, this is the epitome of what I talk about every day. Cats have no value. They don't give a shit. They don't care. They don't know their surroundings. They're socially just unaware of everything. Let me see. They're socially unaware. I'm going to be honest. But imagine this on a Zoom meeting, and then everyone looks up and sees this kid beating his shit. Oh, my goodness. Have another look, man. That motherfucker's beating his little wee-wee. He beating his little wee-wee on Zoom like, dog, it is literally the most unaware humans of my generation. They are so socially unaware. It blows my mind. It really does. It blows my mind. I just got to be honest. Hey, Brian Case, dog, you send me some shit too. Hey, I find all kind of shit, short, fat, skinny, and tall. I've got to ask a question, though. I have a real question to ask, all right? I literally have a question, and the question I have to ask is really why? That's it. I want you to watch this video and answer the question for me. Why? All right? Just why? What in the fuck are you doing? Tick, tick, tick.
First down.
First down.
First down.
That bitch got a first down. I have no idea what she did. I don't know what she did. I want to know what she did. I have a question what she did. I'm just telling you, I don't get it. We got a lot of football discussions here. Chase Sr. is getting breaking news as we speak. He's going to call as he walks into the office live and going to break some news with us. So that's good. My little Ian Rappaport, Chase Sr. Don't ever mistreat a dog. I give so much credit to these people right here for what they did to this motherfucker who absolutely, apparently fucked up a dog. And I love this I love it. I wish there were more consequences for actions. I'm just being honest. But this is what should happen.
Get the like fucking dragging dogs, nigga. Whoop that stupid nigga, bro.
That's what the fuck you doing, girl. That's what you want to do. Fucking
Girly.
Yo, nigga.
Fucking stupid.
Not, nigga.
Fuck out,
better
nigga.
not, nigga.
Nigga, little beach ass, nigga. Don't do that, nigga.
Fucking stupid.
Punch your fucking head off, nigga.
You better not, nigga.
Niggas wanna drag dogs.
Drag, nigga. Take it, cause that's what you did. That's what you did. That's what you did, nigga.
Drag that nigga in the street, bro. Fuck that nigga, bro.
Take that. Take that.
Fuck that nigga, bro.
Take that. Take that.
Fucking dickhead.
I love it. I love love it. They put a leash on the motherfucker, put a chain around his neck, and drug his ass all around town. He got off lucky. I don't get it. Dogs are the single most loyal creature on planet Earth. They're only put here for one reason, to serve the owner. Do you know how many fucking shitbirds own dogs? It makes me cringe at night, dog, knowing that there's owners out here who are the fucking worst humans on earth. They're the same ones, by the way, who are pedophiles, beat women, slap women, violate boys. Weirdo fucks do weird shit to dogs. Have you ever noticed a trend? Have you ever noticed there's a trend for that? I'm just throwing that out there. It's just real shit. There's a few other videos I got to show you. Dog dumpers, dog. Did you see that motherfucker, man? Did you see the fucking dog dumper, dog? A motherfucker dropped off a Doberman pinch. A German Shepherd on the road, and the German Shepherd clearly been with the owner forever because it chased the car down, dog. Chased the car on the freeway. Okay, the guy just left it and got in the car and drove off, dog. So they found the dude, apparently. So what I heard, they found the guy. I didn't want to show the video. I'm not going to show no video like that. But here's a dumbass motherfucker. Listen, this dumb broad shoots a cop. And the cop, to me, was actually pretty nice. But, dog, I don't envy a cop. Y'all motherfuckers want to talk about defunding the police. Motherfucker, please. Go ahead. See what happens. Like, look at this.
Because I haven't done anything wrong.
Ma'am.
No.
You're about to get tased.
No.
Get down. Get down on the ground. Down on the ground.
By the way, she reaching for her strap. I would have pulled that bitch out that car so goddamn fast. Why is it always the motherfucker that's running? Why is it the same motherfucker, homie? I don't get it.
I didn't do nothing.
Step out.
That's a big fat bitch, homie, because she's not being phased by that shit. She ain't even being faded. She got to be so goddamn looped up on wet.
Ma'am, put the gun down. Put the gun down. 23 shots fired. Shots fired.
10-4, 13 keep outside code 3.
I'm hit.
And then drives off. Oh my God, dog. I'm gonna be honest, dog. I just don't get it, dog. I don't get it. Oh, she died? McCoy, she died? So he got a shot off on her? He did hit her? Okay. So you know the story. He died too? Wait, the cop died? She drove off like nothing happened. I don't know, dog. Okay, he lived. I figure he had a vest on. I figure he probably had a vest on. This is the professional sports world that we live in. I mean, dog, you gotta be shitting me, homie. Do you really think NBA, do you think there's a reason you have no fucking ratings? You don't think there's a reason, do you? You don't think there's a reason, do you? That you're all fucking soft pussy floppers? And it blows my mind when we see Dylan Brooks walk in with a fucking vest on with the skinny jeans and we act like these tough guys are going to fight each other. Dog, get the fuck out of here, homie. I'm so fucking old. I'm telling you, dog, until the NBA playoffs kick in, like the finals, I'm probably not going to watch shit. I got to be honest, though. I want to know I got a poll question. God damn it. I forgot the poll question. I need production, dog. See, if I get a production team, this show's going to take off. So if anybody out there is any good at video editing or anything, wants to intern, hit me up. Anyone out there on the audio side, hit me up. The CoachJBShow@gmail.com. We need some interns to blow this show up. We need some video editors. We need some things. But listen to this. Look at the stadium ceilings are about to fall. Nah, I'm good. You know damn well that's a soccer game somewhere, soccer match somewhere. I have no idea. Chase Sr. is about to call in here, see if we can get some breaking news. I don't know. He's going to call in live. He just posted it on Twitter, so he should be popping in here any second. Got to ask him what he is hearing out there. We'll see what he says. Might have been baseball classic. It looked like it was soccer, though. It looked like it was soccer to me. I don't know if you've seen this video that's going around, this viral video of these two kids in Houston. Oh, here we go. Breaking news. Tick, 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 boom. Chase Sr., the new Ian Rappaport, joins us. Hey, Chase, what up?
What's up, man? How you doing today?
Man, I'm good, man. You?
I'm great. This is an awesome week, man. I mean, the NFL has really mastered the 365-day calendar. It just never sleeps, and that's why the NFL has a stranglehold over America, because the storylines continue. They spread out the calendar, unlike the NBA, and that's why there's so much intrigue and talking points all the time.
No doubt. Montgomery goes to Detroit. As you walk to work right now, and you're going to break news later, you got all this inside stuff coming. You got all these things happening today. Aaron Rodgers, Judgment Day, apparently he's going to go on Pat McAfee show later. I don't expect a lot of news from it. I think it's a PR stunt personally. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to go on there and say, I don't really know what's going to happen. It's on the Jets' corner. I've given them a set of demands. I'm just like, see, personally, Chase, if I'm New York Jets, I told Aaron Rodgers to get fucked.
Yeah, but here's the thing about the Jets. They haven't won in a long time. They haven't been to an AFC championship game since Mark Sanchez led them to back-to-back with Rex Ryan. They are so desperate to be relevant. They're so desperate to be good. They're so desperate to actually get a quarterback. And Aaron Rodgers right now, this is pretty impressive, JB. He has two organizations right by the balls, Green Bay Packers and the New York Jets. And it's the Jets who actually have a pretty good roster. If they had even competent quarterback play last year, they could have been in the playoffs. Good run game with Breece Hall. He's going to be coming back. A pretty solid defense. They signed Alan Lazard, bringing in Mercedes Lewis, some of Aaron Rodgers' former teammates and really good friends. And they have guys like Garrett Wilson, who is a pretty good player too. So the Jets are in a spot where really they just need a quarterback in a division that is kind of wide open, right? Josh Allen has choked on the big stage. Tua Tagovailoa can't stay healthy. And the New England Patriots, they've really been mediocre over the last couple of years. So I'm with you. I feel you. I wouldn't let Aaron Rodgers control me and just dangle me out there like this. But also at the same time, if he returns to his MVP form that we saw 2 years ago in the year prior in 2021 and 2020, the Jets can make some noise, but this is the ultimate short play because you can always count on Aaron Rodgers to maybe be invested for a little while, but he's also older, so I'm not sure how long he'll actually be with the Jets.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't. The players that he demanded, Chase, that the Jets get. Okay, I'm gonna put on the screen. Randall Cobb, who's like 52 years old. Alan Lazard, who's a good number 2. Mercedes Lewis, old as shit. I mean, he's my age. And Odell Beckham, who hasn't played really meaningful football in 2 years, who's out here in shorts and shirts catching balls. I don't know if the Jets don't have already better talent.
Oh, they do. Elijah Moore, Garrett Wilson, they're really good players. And then they brought in Alan Lazard. They're going to pay him, I think, about $11 million per year. He's a good, big-bodied wide receiver. But why would you get rid of better talent just for guys that you're familiar with? And for that to come from Diana Rossini, she's pretty tapped in and has some pretty good sources. If it's an Odell Beckham Jr., then I could see where you're coming from. But Randall Cobb has been washed for like 3 years. So it doesn't really make any sense to do that. I could see bringing in Mercedes Lewis because he's more of a blocking tight end, so you can work a little play action off that. And he's an okay pass catcher. But if I'm the Jets, I'm like, Aaron, hold up. We understand that you want to have some familiarity with some guys who you like playing with, but also at the same time, look at our roster. We have a really good team, and unlike the Green Bay Packers, who never really gave you a lot of support over the last 5 years when you asked for them to do that by simply just drafting a wide receiver in the first round, we're actually showing you some support. We're laying a foundation for you. Don't you want better talent as compared to guys who you have familiarity with? That's what I don't really understand about that.
So far, who's been your surprise signee, trade, or just get so far? I like Sam Darnold to the Niners. I love it.
Yeah, Sam Darnold is a pretty good signing. $3.5 million of guaranteed money for a guy who has never really had stable footing beneath him. Clay Helton was kind of a joke at USC. Sam Darnold was still able to play well. He didn't really have any support in terms of the roster, general manager, or head coach with the New York Jets. Same could have been said for the Carolina Panthers. So $3.5 million for a guy who could potentially be a really solid backup, that's a position that I'm always willing to invest in, because if your quarterback goes down, you don't want to be fucked after that. So I like Darnold. What's interesting about that is that contract with incentives could go up to $11 million if he plays well, plays at all, and the Niners are winning games. So that's a pretty solid signing. I like what the Bears have done to surround Justin Fields. This is make or break for him. He now has a pretty solid receiving core. They still need to address right tackle, but they bring in TJ Edwards and Tremaine Edwards, 2 really good linebackers. So the team is a lot better than it was last year. Sneakily, I kind of like what the Houston Texans have been able to do, honestly. You know, they're going to draft a quarterback, so that's going to be a little bit of a rebuild. But they're at least stacking the roster with some pretty solid playmakers. As far as individual players, I'm trying to think about which signing that I really, really like. The Dallas Cowboys definitely needed a number 2 cornerback, so trading for Stephon Gilmore was pretty clutch. And then James Bradbury getting retained by the Philadelphia Eagles was a big move yesterday. He was the second-team All-Pro last year.
Hey, I saw you make some posts. You think that right now, as of today, you think the Niners and the Eagles have digressed?
Yes, I do. And it's hilarious because that was such peak Twitter. Everybody's trying to tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about, that I'm a dumbass. I absolutely love the discourse on Twitter. It's so much fun. I know you have fun with it too. But look, let's be real here. So Philadelphia and San Francisco have both lost several key players from when they were playing in the NFC Championship game. Now, I said that as an observation of where we are at right now. It's now day 3 of NFL free agency. Things can change very, very quickly. But for the Eagles in particular, they've lost an 11-sack defensive tackle. They've lost 2 starting linebackers. They've lost a starting safety. And while the offense is really good, the defense is going to take a step back. And then for the 49ers, they added a really good defensive tackle, Javon Hargrave, who they signed away from the Eagles. That's a great move. But people are trying to tell me that by signing a defensive tackle, that eliminates them not having a right tackle. How does that make sense? Different sides of the ball, different position. You don't have a starting right tackle right now. You lost a really good linebacker in Azeez Al-Shire. You lost your second best cornerback. You lost a safety. And while that team is still really stacked, they have some work to do along the offensive line. They've lost a couple of defensive linemen who were pretty integral pieces, a really good hybrid offensive lineman in Daniel Brunskill. So, look, things can change. And the other part of that tweet was that the NFC is wide open. How is it not wide open? The Eagles aren't as good as they were last year right now. Either are the Niners. Aaron Rodgers is out of the NFC. You never count on the choking Dallas Cowboys to do anything meaningful. And honestly, a team that I'm really impressed with right now, and I've never really said this in my 31 years of existence on this earth, it's the Detroit Lions. I really like what they're doing as well. Them being able to bring in Emmanuel Mosley, that's one of the signings that I really, really like. He's a good corner. Tore his ACL last year.
Well, I love the Lions, what they're doing in the offseason. I thought them and the Bears have been the best right now. Let me ask you this, and Miami Dolphins have made some key acquisitions, in my opinion, as well. Yep. I think corners and running backs are very, very short-lived in this league. I think the Gilmore trade is evident of that. I think the Cowboys give them a fifth-round pick for Gilmore, who used to be probably considered the best corner in football. That is how fast these guys age, Chase, in the NFL. Corners and running backs age very quickly. So I don't really put too much stock in the Gilmore trade. I do want to get your opinion on the Montgomery signing to Detroit, ultimately meaning that Jamal Williams, a great touchdown scoring back in the red zone, he's probably out. Where do you see him as a viable landing spot? I like Buffalo. I also like the Chargers if Eckler's gone, and I like the Rams. What do you think?
Yeah, I like both of those fits. And then one quick note on Gilmore. $10 million this year for a number 2 corner. That's actually pretty good. He did play pretty well last year. So I like stacking him up with Trayvon Diggs. As far as the running back market, JB, it's dead. And I've been saying for the last couple of years, like the running back position is very expendable. You can find veterans who are good for cheap. You can find draftees in the second round who you have under team control for 4 years at like $2 to $4 million, depending on where you draft them. And you can use them very heavily. They can be a very important component of your offense. And then you just let them go. You don't re-sign them to that second contract because history shows that you don't want to sign backs to a second contract. So David Montgomery's a really good player. He's only getting $6 million per year. And that is going to dictate the rest of the running back market for guys like Miles Sanders of the Philadelphia Eagles, who very similar production, might be a better overall player, but teams just aren't going to invest a lot of money into that running back position. That's just where we are nowadays because there's so many good ones.
I like Jimmy G to the Raiders over Derek Carr at the Raiders, and I'm going to break that down later on in the show when you go in and get new news and doing your show. Make sure you follow the ticker, Chat Sports. A lot of people in here knew you. 700 people in here. We should have 700 likes. Make sure you follow Chase everywhere he goes. He does a hell of a job. Chase, I got to ask you before you get out of here. I like Jimmy G. I don't know if Devontae Adams likes it because they lost Waller. They tagged Jacobs. I'm hearing rumblings that people are trying to trade for Jacobs, but there's just all these different things out there. Lamar Jackson, is he strictly a fall of the domino? Is he waiting on what happens to Aaron Rodgers? And where can you see Kobe Brissett landing before you get out of here?
Yeah, Jacoby Brissett, he could be a target for the Eagles to back up Jalen Hurts. I think that all comes down to the backup quarterback money and how much that's going to be. I like Brissett a lot as a backup and a guy who can start 4 to 6 games in a season, at least keep your head above water. I like Garoppolo to the Raiders. A lot of people are ripping that move, but look, he has familiarity with Josh McDaniels. The guy has won 70% of his starts throughout his career. Over the last 2+ decades, the Raiders have not been able to win consistently. That's one thing that Garoppolo does bring. In terms of consistency, you know, he's a pretty steady quarterback who's about in the middle tier Hopefully he gets some better injury luck. I hate the trade of Darren Waller because Garoppolo is really good at throwing in between the numbers and right down the hashes. And you trade away Waller. Garoppolo is a win-now move with the contract that you paid and just where he is in his career. So I don't understand why you wouldn't go into 2023 with Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow, Devontae Adams, Jacoby Myers with the solid defense. Keep in mind that if the Raiders didn't blow 5 double-digit leads last year, we're probably talking about them as a playoff team. So I like Garoppolo there. I think that he's going to be able to bring a steady winning presence to that organization, has familiarity with the general manager as well as Josh McDaniels. I just don't like the trade of Darren Waller. And then for Lamar Jackson, look, I know that you and we're not going to say that he's like a top 3, top 5 quarterback, but how is an organization out there not more interested in Lamar when he's 26 years old? He's won an MVP. He's won 70% of his starts. Of course, you have to have a unique play caller and a unique set of skill players around him. To his benefit, he never really had a good supporting cast with the Baltimore Ravens, so I'd like to see what he does with better weapons around him. I think it goes back to Baltimore just because that market is kind of stagnant right now.
Hey, Zeke was just released by the Cowboys, by the way.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Let me see. Where do you see this whole Lamar Jackson thing ending up? I think Matt McChesney brought up a good point. He's calling collusion in a different light. I like this point. He said collusion in the fact that we're not sitting down with your mom. We're not sitting down with you. We're making it a point. You have to have an agent to come in this big boy room and make big boy deals. Do you see a collusional deal in that regard?
Maybe a little bit, but I actually give credit to Lamar for not having an agent and trying to do this himself. Now, I don't think that it's been advantageous to him because I think if he has an agent, then that agent is able to negotiate a deal, and they probably would have got it done a little bit quicker. But Lamar clearly doesn't trust some agents out there, and I have no problem with that. I mean, I'm in the television media business, and I've had opportunities to hire agents to try to get gigs, but I don't want to pay them 10% of my salary because I believe that I can negotiate a better deal. And, my career is off to a solid start, and I've been able to save some money. Obviously, it's totally different when we're talking about Lamar, who has potentially $300 million at stake. But, look, it's just odd to me. Something is really fishy. What are the Baltimore Ravens going to do if they don't bring back Lamar Jackson? They're kind of screwed at that quarterback position. Honestly, if I was the New York Jets and Aaron Rodgers keeps dangling me out there like a carrot, I'd think about Lamar Jackson, honestly.
I'm going to be honest, though. I saw your post about Lamar. I know you got to get out of here. I appreciate you coming on. I saw your post about Lamar to the Niners. It's an intriguing one. I do like it. I just think the Niners are so spread out on quarterback position. I don't know what they end up doing. But I'm starting to see with Heineke being shipped to Atlanta, the writing's on the wall, bro. I love him in Washington, and I got to ask this question. Baltimore with Lamar, Washington with Lamar. What team are you taking right now?
I would go Baltimore just because Dan Snyder's a fraud, and that's a terribly run business. But they actually have a pretty good team. They're set at running back. I like Terry McLaurin. I like Curtis Samuel. They have good defensive players, and hopefully Chase Young is able to play this entire season. I just like the foundation of Baltimore. I like the head coach a little bit better. I don't like the offensive skill players, but I do really like the defense. It just seems as though because of how that organization is run, that every single year they're competitive, where we just can't say the same thing about Washington because it's always dysfunctional. But how does it seem like the Jets not check in on Lamar? How does it seem like the Atlanta Falcons that spent a bunch of money throughout free agency want to move forward with either Taylor Heineke or Desmond Ridder and not go after Lamar? How does it seem like the Washington Commanders, which their last quality quarterback was for a year with RG3, not check in on Lamar Jackson? I don't understand it. I don't think that, he's an elite passer in this league, but he's had elite level running and throwing production, and the guy's won 70% of his starts. And for an organization like Washington that has been starving to just win consistently, Lamar is right down I-95, and he's won consistently.
but this is my thing. Today, he's freely allowed to be spoke to. So I think at 4:01 p.m. or whatever it is, 1:01 on the West Coast, I think you're going to see some action. I think that he's going to get pursued. I think Washington's coming after him. I think there's some other places. You never know what happens on McAfee show today in a couple hours with Aaron Rodgers. I think it's fluff. I think he's going to say, I'm in holding. I got to wait what's happening. They got to buy my contract out. We got to make a couple trades. Packers got to agree. I think the Packers can weigh this thing all the way through the draft and say, fuck you, Jets. I don't have to do anything. We have him right now. And I think this whole thing's screwed up, and it only screws up Lamar. I think it only screws up the other things. As you get out of here, anything on your list that you can see happening today? I know there's a lot going on. Do you have any predictions on what you may see today with anybody in particular or any team making a move?
Yeah, to your point, I think stuff is going to start popping off today because this is the new official start of the league year, and the past couple of days have been the tampering period. So you'll see some stuff. There is a possibility, too, that some of these players back out of a previous contract because it wasn't made official. They just agreed to terms, and they could spurn that team and go elsewhere. As far as the two teams that I cover really closely on a daily basis, the San Francisco 49ers didn't re-sign Charles Omenihu, Azeez Al-Shire, Daniel Brunskill, or Samson Ebukam. And last night, they cleared up $10 million in cap space by restructuring Fred Warner's contract. They could restructure a Trent Williams, Christian McCaffrey, or Eric Armstead, and they could free up a bunch of money to maybe get a right tackle or get another edge rusher opposite of Nick Bosa. I've been clamoring for them to sign Yannick Ngakoue. 7 years in the league. He's 27, 28 years old with at least 8 sacks every single season. I think that he'd be a great fit opposite of Bosa. Then you have him and Javon Hargrave. And then with the Philadelphia Eagles, look out for a potential Lane Johnson contract restructure. They brought back James Bradbury, and C.J. Gardner-Johnson is a player who a bunch of teams have interest in across the NFL. I think it's odd that he hasn't signed anywhere yet, and I think that's because the Philadelphia Eagles are trying to find a way to bring him back.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, man. You got a good one. One of my former guys, Rashad Penny, got you guys. Pete Carroll lost him to you guys, so that's a good pickup for you. I think you're losing Miles Sanders, right? So you can sign him and Bart Scott. You got our Scott.
Boston Scott. Yep.
You got those two back. Are you in the market drafting Bijan Robinson or possibly going after an Eckler or somebody like that?
I don't think Eckler's going to happen. I talked about it on yesterday's show. Philadelphia Eagles now on YouTube, by the way. Bijan, if he's available at 30, I'd try to take him. The thing is, they re-signed Boston Scott. They signed Rashad Penny. They have Kenneth Gainwell. And if you have Bijan Robinson, it just doesn't really make sense with what they've done. But he's arguably the best all-around football player in this draft class. And I think that he's like a very Christian McCaffrey type of player, more physical of a runner and maybe a better runner. I'm just talking about receiving and running talent. I'd say no as of right now. Rashad Penny, a good signing. I mean, the dude is a stud. He just hasn't been able to stay healthy. He's missed so much time throughout his career. Hopefully he finds some injury luck this year.
Yeah, I agree. Well, we'll see, man. I like Eckler in Cincinnati as the number one landing spot to me. Him and Burrow, I think they're a touchdown-making machine. I don't mind Jamal Williams in Cincy either. If Mixon thing goes south and they come up with this guy shot a kid or whatever else he's into, I can see them getting rid of Mixon and Mixon moving on, and we'll see what happens. Hey, man, Get to work, man. I appreciate you hopping on with me this morning. Make sure you follow him, Chat Sports, Chase Sr. It's on the ticker below. Give him a follow on his YouTube channel as well. Go check him out on Chat Sports. He does a hell of a job. Hey, man, if you hear any news, text me.
Yeah, we'll do. As you would say, Joe Mixon is a shitbird, and Austin Eckler or Jamal Williams, a good fit in Cincy, good fit with Buffalo as well. I'll catch you next time.
All right, brother. I appreciate you.
All right, peace.
Yeah, they're those two guys are great locker room guys. I just got to be honest. Those two guys are great locker room guys. So I could totally see that. Love Chase, man. Chase brings some real insight, man. And he's going to get with me if something happens. A lot of things are going to happen today. I'm just telling you right now, I think Lamar Jackson is going to have some things happen today because today is the day that you can actually talk to Lamar Jackson. So Lamar Jackson could be a guy that today is Washington, possibly the Jets, if Aaron Rodgers keeps dangling the carrot, as Chase Sr. just said. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting day to day. I think today a lot of things happen. Man, we got almost 800 people in here live. Hit the like button for me. We should have 800 likes. We got to get 500 likes a day. It takes 1 second, dog. Hit the like button for your boy. Like button on me. Like button on 3. 1, 2, 3. Ezekiel Elliott, breaking news, was released by the Cowboys. I can see that happening. They tagged Pollard. I think that they did a good job on this Judgment Day. Aaron Rodgers, Pat McAfee will be on later on to talk to Pat about what he's going to do. And I expect some fluff. That's just my personal opinion. I don't expect a lot. I don't think you're going to hear a lot from Aaron Rodgers. I think you're going to hear a lot of fluff. And that is what it is. Garrett Wilson's been tweeting all day. He's been tweeting about, he's been tweeting at Aaron Rodgers. He's been tweeting at everybody else. All the Jets are talking. They're trying to make sure this is happening. I don't know if it's happened, but we're going to see what could be. All right, here's what could be in New York. I just want to give you a little breakdown. So if Aaron Rodgers went there, you would have Aaron Rodgers, Breece Hall as your running back, Michael Carter as your other back. You could have Garrett Wilson, OBJ, Allen Lazard, Elijah Moore, Randall Cobb. Your tight end could be Usoma, whatever his name is, Jack Conklin, and then Mercedes Lewis. That could be your offense in New York if this all happens. Aaron Rodgers, Breece Hall, Michael Carter, Garrett Wilson, OBJ, Lazard, Elijah Moore, Randall Cobb. I mean, Cobb's old. OBJ is an injury away from you back to being a shitty offense, right? You're not going to have that big-time guy again. Mercedes Lewis does nothing for you but block in-man blocker on the line of scrimmage. So you get an in-man blocking tight end. Elijah Moore's okay. It's okay. Is it a top 5 offensive roster in football? OBJ's unknown commodity right now. We don't know how good OBJ is. So I don't want to hear that he's the old OBJ. He's not. Garrett Wilson's a dude. Breece Hall could be a dude. But he got hurt, dog. He's a running back who got hurt. I can see this offense being good. And then I can see this offense absolutely being shitty. Like I can equate that to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers from this season. I can see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense, which dwindled towards the end of the season this year because of Mike Evans' injury, Chris Godwin injury, LeGarrette Blount injury. All these guys, Gronk leaves, O-line gets hurt, Jensen gets hurt at center. There's a lot of shit that I could see happening with this roster, and that is my point to New York. Don't play prostitute. Don't be a prostitute, dog, and get fucked in this deal, because I'm just telling you, if you give Aaron Rodgers everything, you stand for nothing, and you got. You got. If you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. And I just got to be honest, this can be a roster that implodes and set your franchise back 5, 6, 7 years. If you aren't careful, if you're not careful, this can set your franchise back some 5, 6 years. So I'm just being real with you guys. So this is a roster, dog, that can be very, very, it's really, really slippery slope with this roster in New York. And I don't know, man. We're going to see today what happens, but I wouldn't be shocked. Garrett Wilson saying, I can finally enjoy my vacation. Y'all should see the smile on me right now. Apparently, he posted that a couple days ago. So what does he know that no one else knows? Who fucking knows? Who fucking knows? I mean, who knows? Who cares? I expect nothing from Aaron Rodgers today. I'm gonna be honest. Lamar Jackson's tweeting out there that, you know, people are throwing shit at the wall, hoping it sticks. He's clowning, saying that I never turned down $200 million. But I did hear that he turned down $130 million. So apparently he turned down $133 million. $133 million is he tweeted out $133 million for 3 years, fully guaranteed, but I need an agent. And he's just making these emojis and he's clowning and he's talking shit. I mean, dog, at this point, though, Lamar, the joke is on you. I'm all for you fucking doing it yourself, homie. I really am. I think he's a good kid. I think he's a great character kid. But Lamar Jackson is aging right before our very eyes at a cellular level. He is accelerating in age growth. Lamar Jackson's getting older as the minute goes because of his style of play. Lamar Jackson is getting older every single minute in quarterback terms in football life. His life expectancy in this football game is shortening as we speak because of his style, because of the style of play. Lamar Jackson is not sustainable. And $133 million, he turned it down. I would have took it, dog. You got to take it and say, look, I'm going to go get this big bag. $133 million guaranteed, pretty good money. A lot of you are like, nah, why would he take it, coach? He got an MVP. He's a good kid. Whoop-de-whoop. I mean, I'm starting to question some things, though. He didn't show up for the playoffs. He don't show up to support his team. He don't show up to support the quarterback, Huntley, who supported him all year. That don't set well with me as a coach, as a former coach. It doesn't set well with me as a teammate, and as a former teammate, it don't set well with me. I'm just being real. It don't set well with me. But I get the market. See, that's what I've always discussed this, dog. I've already broke this down in totality. Daniel Jones gets a big bag. Kyler Murray got a bag. Kyler Murray don't have an MVP like Lamar. Deshaun Watson got a huge bag. He don't have an MVP like Lamar. Daniel Jones don't have an MVP like Lamar. Dak Prescott has never won anything meaningful. I'm just telling you, Lamar Jackson is deserving of the bag. I've said it many times. Lamar Jackson is very deserving of the bag. That doesn't mean he's worth the bag. That doesn't mean he's worth the bag. It don't mean he's worth $300 million. He's deserving, maybe. Not worth it. There's a huge difference. I want you to understand the difference. I'd be more of a fan of Lamar if he would have went to the playoffs game last year, stood on the sideline, helped Huntley out. Show me you're a team guy, not an eye guy. That would have been a lot. I would have had a lot more respect for you. But having said that, everyone now expects to get Deshaun Watson money. He's the outlier, people. Deshaun Watson was the outlier in a horrible, dysfunctional franchise who are just trying to get fucking something to happen for a team that's never won anything in for however long, since they were the fucking Baltimore Colts or whatever. I'm just being honest. How long? They're like the Jets. The Jets are so thirsty for a winner that they're waiting on Aaron Rodgers to either bust a nut, shit, or get off the pot. The Browns were the same way with Deshaun Watson. They were the same way with Deshaun Watson. I mean, just think about what your guys are saying. 4 years, $200 million. 4 years, $200 million. That's $50 million a year. Just imagine that money, dog. It's hard for me to fathom turning down that money. Is it not fucking hard to figure that out? Like, do you turn down that money? See, I'm just telling you, if I'm Lamar Jackson, I go back and say, look, give me $150 million guaranteed for a 3-year deal. If after that 3 years, I want it in a contract that I'm the highest paid quarterback in football. That is what I would do. But see, you have to have an agent to write that structure. That is what I would do. I would go in there, and this is why I say to do this way. This is what I say, being a hustler that I am, understanding what these contracts entail. If I'm Lamar Jackson and his crew, I go in there and say, look, $150 million guaranteed 3 years. I'll take it right now. And they'll be like, all right, guarantee you, right? They'll say, all right, $150 million guaranteed. But after 3 years, if I meet XYZ expectation on an incentivized deal, I want to be the highest paid quarterback in football, which will be the highest paid player in football. And I want it in writing that I'm the highest paid player. I don't care what the terms are. I want to be the highest paid player per season. So the Ravens can structure that deal and give him $70 million. Because I'm just telling you guys real fast so you clear. Joe Burrow, dog, is about to make $75 million a year. I want that to sit in with you. Please understand, Joe Burrow is going to make $55 to $75 million a year on his next deal. Guarantee you. So Lamar Jackson needs to say, look, I want to be the highest paid quarterback per year in football in 3 years if I meet these standards. And put it in writing. And at least you have 150 guaranteed. If you meet, you already banked on yourself, dog. You already bet on yourself. Why is that not betting on yourself and getting paid $150 million? Dog, Lamar, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but they're not knocking your door down, dog. They're not knocking your door down. So we're going to see, though. We're going to see what happens today, because today is the tell all day. If people don't come after Lamar Jackson today, if they don't come after Lamar Jackson today, Washington, the Jets, if they hear that A-Rod went south, the Niners maybe, if they do not come after Lamar Jackson today, the legal day to come after Lamar, then you know the league is either A, don't want to deal with his mama. Go ahead, you deal with your fucking drama. B, don't think he can throw the ball enough, not efficient enough, not sustainable in their particular offense. Because let me break this down for you real quick. Lamar Jackson's offense that was created by Coach Roman is a particular one. It is very, very finite, detailed offense catered to Lamar Jackson's skill set, people. All you understand football better than me. I get it. But what you don't get is Coach Roman is one fucking hell of a coach. And what he designed for Lamar Jackson was one fucking incredible thing. And you don't understand football is why you don't think he's a good coach. That's why you think that he failed. No. Roman's been to 3 Super Bowls running 3 different offenses. Just FYI. Number one. Number two, what he has to do in the run game, which I've spoke to you about before, to create run game versus multiple fronts, because Lamar can't throw the football on time. So we have loaded boxes, 0 safeties, stopping the run, RPO, and triple option. And now we got to devise an offense to pin and pull everybody versus a bare front so we can get action for Lamar to have success. That takes a whole organization to buy into one person, Lamar Jackson. So what does that mean? That means we have to create a roster around Lamar Jackson. That means we got to get run game, O-line, great defense. That means we may have a good tight end, but shitty wide receivers, because wide receivers aren't going to go here because he can't throw the football. So, having said that, no other roster's built like that, people. That is why they're not knocking down Lamar Jackson's door. No other roster is built like that to sustain an offense for Lamar Jackson. Just so you're clear. So understand something. Understand something. The offense he had in college was RPO and triple option, spread offense. 4 wideouts. They were in 10 and 11 personnel. I know the head coach. I know the fucking coach that coached Lamar. I talk to him all the time. He's a really good friend of mine. He recruited Lamar to Louisville. See, that's why you don't know football, homie. Don't talk to me about football if you want me to explain the offense that he ran in college and how he had success. Let me show you how he had success if you watch football. He had 2 hats on the football because Lamar made the wrong read in college. And guess what? He fucking shook one. He stiff-armed the other one. He hurdled the other one. And he went 90 because he's Lamar Jackson. He's better than everybody on the fucking football field. But they ran spread option, triple option, RPO, and they were spread out in college. He had some legit wide receivers and a legitimate play calling on head coach. That is what they did in college. FYI. That's what they did. But people think they were running air raid because they had 4 receivers. No, they weren't running air raid. Go fucking watch the film at Louisville. You know what they ran? Spread option. Same shit I run. 4 receivers, 3 receivers, a tight end, 3 receivers, 2 backs, 20 personnel, 11 and 10. They were spread option. They ran triple to the defensive end on one edge. They locked it and ran RPO off the second level. He was throwing slants off the Mike backer. They were running outside zone and power read. They were running speed option. They were running fucking pin and pull counter read option. They were running boot naked off of read option. They were throwing comeback flat curls. Dog, trust me. I've seen enough college football film of Lamar Jackson. I know what the fuck offense they ran. So Coach Roman took that skill set, brought it to the NFL in a condensed formational look, and he got into more running back and tight end sets because the NFL, you can't just be in 4 wide receivers. You're going to get cover 0, press man across the board, loaded box. You don't have enough hats for a hat, so you're hat short in the run game. So guess what Roman did? I got into 22 personnel, 32 personnel, 23 personnel. I got into 12 personnel, sting slot. And guess what? Now I created a fucking gap on offense. I've extended an extra gap. So now the defensive line has to adjust, and now it gives me extra gaps to read. Now I can read extra defenders. Now I can add a hat to the football. So I know this is too much for all you guys that don't understand football, but having said all that, Roman did a hell of a job. No other roster's built like this. No other roster has Huntley as a backup. McSorley, who was there. RG3, who was there. Do you see the common denominator? There were athletic quarterbacks that could run the same offense. What happened when Justin Fields got hurt? Who was his backup? Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton started. Who was his backup? Look, Justin Fields. So when the Bears, if you watch Justin Fields year 1, do you see the offense they ran? They ran triple, spread option, RPO. When Andy Dalton came in the game, do you see what they ran? They ran 11 personnel, 10 personnel, threw the ball around, handed the ball off, and sat there. Completely different offenses. Completely different offenses. Baltimore, Lamar Jackson gets hurt. RG3 comes in. They run the same offense. Baltimore, RG3 gets hurt. McSorley comes in. They run the same offense. Baltimore, RG3 gets hurt. Huntley comes in. They run the same offense. You see the common denominator? What is it? Oh, Lamar getting hurt. You're not available. You aren't available enough, homie, to get $300 million. That is number one, NFL owners are saying to themselves. Just throwing that out there. Just throwing it out there. That is number one. You're not available enough to get the big bag. I just named 3 quarterbacks that have had to come in and play for you in an offense designed for you, and the common denominator is you. You're not available enough. You're aging in front of our very eyes. You can't throw the football, which will take less off your legs. If you could throw the football and be a passer, you would less be a runner, and your legs would be saved for longevity. But it's not that way. You run the football first, you throw it second, and your career has been shortened. Your career has been shortened, and you look old now. And now you got guys walking you down from the back. 2 years ago, nobody was walking Lamar Jackson down. Just let it set. Go watch the film, people. Trust me. I'm just telling you. But listen, he's deserving of the bag. He is deserving of the bag. I'm going to be real. He's deserving. He's not worth it, but he's deserving. Cap space, all right? This is the cap space update from last night. This is the NFL's teams that are open. The Bears have the largest cap space, $50 million. $50.5 million the Bears have in cap space. Falcons are at 44 mil. That's why Chase said it was ironic that the Falcons didn't go after Lamar Jackson. To me, it's not, because of the head coach, Arthur Smith. What does he do? Arthur Smith does not want to devise a triple option RPO scheme around Lamar Jackson. He has a great tight end. He has a great wide receiver. He has Cordell Patterson, who's a utility guy. He has a pretty good O-line. Atlanta has some pieces. He doesn't want to dive into the triple option business. And then if he was smart, he would have to go hire a Roman to run the offense. But Arthur Smith is an offensive guy, a quarterback guy at that. So that is why the Falcons, sitting there with all that cap space, didn't make a decision on Lamar Jackson. Okay, Cardinals, 33 mil. I bet you they wish they could get rid of Kyler Murray's contract. I bet you money the Cardinals are wishing they could get rid of Kyler Murray's contract right now. The Bengals sitting there good and pretty, 29 mil, and the Patriots always are sitting up there with cap space. Isn't it crazy how they always have cap space on what Belichick does? The Texans sitting there at 26 mil. See what they do. The Packers now are back in the mix, and the Raiders are in the mix. The Broncos have made a lot of good offseason acquisitions with O-line. Got the weirdo fuck Russell Wilson some help. The Broncos did a lot so far in free agency. The Browns restructured Deshaun Watson's contract. The Browns now have $21.8 million to play with. The Commanders, that's why I like the Commanders today, making a splash and going hard after Lamar Jackson. I think the Commanders are the only team on that list which makes viable sense to me. I'm just being honest. They're the only team on that list that makes the most sense. Just go through. You guys look at the list. Look at the list. Go through that list and tell me, guys that don't have quarterbacks. I'm just going to tell you. But what do I know? Remember I don't know anything according to TikTok. I thought the Chiefs didn't have no space. Why they did sign an O-lineman then? Because they couldn't sign Orlando Brown, the better O-lineman, you dumb fuck. Look at their cap space. $6 million. The 2 Super Bowl winning teams have the least amount of cap space. The Rams last year had the same issue. The Rams aren't even on there. Because the Chiefs and the Eagles put in all their eggs in one basket to win a Super Bowl. The Chiefs got it done, and now they put $500 million into Mahomes. Now you're going to start to see over the next 2 years that the Chiefs can't fulfill a roster with top echelon talent, and either can the Eagles. The Eagles are looking like with the Rams from last year, and the Eagles failed at one part of that. They didn't win the ring. At least the Rams got it done. The Eagles didn't get it done, and the Eagles are losing talent like crazy. I agree wholeheartedly with Chase Sr. The Eagles have lost some talent. The 49ers have lost some key talent. I think that you're going to have some issues. I think you're going to have a few issues. That's just my honest opinion. I just think that you're going to have some issues, dog. It's going to be hard to fulfill. The Steelers, they signed Patrick Peterson, to a deal. He's a little bit older. He's like a Gilmore to me. He's older. You probably got him on the cheap. Yeah, McKiffin, I get you. I got you. I understand how the fucking cap works, dog. Do you know how the $500 million cap's going to be spread out amongst the roster from fucking Patrick Mahomes' roster salary? Want to break that down for us? Or are you just going to make statements without any fucking evidence like everyone else that trolls? How about you show me how the fucking salary is going to be spread out amongst the roster equally so that you can explain to everybody how the Chiefs roster in the next 2 years is going to fucking falter because they can't sign any big-time free agent. They could sign 1 or 2 here and there, but they're going to lose 3 or 4 key guys like Orlando Brown and Frank Clark. You don't think Orlando Brown and Frank Clark are huge losses? You're crazy as fuck. If you don't think that no shit, I just told you that shit kicks in. I've already said that he makes less than Daniel Jones this year. Dak Prescott and Deshaun Watson are the 2 highest paid quarterbacks this year. But let me explain something. Patrick Mahomes' fucking salary, dog, the $500 million, do you realize when it starts hitting? This year. And now next year, his money goes up incrementally. His amount of money on the salary is going to go out through the roof. Who are you going to get? You better fucking sign Schuster Smith because he's an average as fuck wideout that's going to demand some money. And you're going to have to probably sign him because I don't know if you can get – you may be able to get Adam Thielen on the low. You may be able to get an Adam Thielen, but what big-time wideout are you going to get Mahomes? With Kelsey out there still. See, I don't agree with you. I don't agree with you on Orlando Brown. If you think they got an upgrade at tackle, you're crazy. I'm just going to be honest. Orlando Brown's a big-time player. He may be a little soft at times. He may be a little lazy at times. Orlando Brown has pedigree. Orlando Brown locked down the Eagles' fucking pass rushers. If you watch the game, Orlando Brown has huge upside. Orlando Brown needs a foot in his ass at times, but that's what it is. That's what it is. Orlando Brown, see, that's where you're mistaken, in my opinion, though. Left tackles are always worth the price tag, dog. If you don't give up a sack in the Super Bowl, then you're speaking outside of your mouth, dog. He didn't give up a sack in the Super Bowl. You don't think he's worth the fucking price tag to protect Patrick Mahomes? Come on, man. Oh, he'll be signed, dog. Trust me. He'll be signed. Today's the first day, bruh. Today's the first day. Calm down. Today's the first day people can go after people. So Orlando Brown will be scooped up very shortly. Just being honest. Come on. Think about it. No, I don't watch every Chief game. I see enough film, though. I have about 12 game films that I break down on DV Sport. Do you have DV Sport? Do you have DV Sport? Do you know how to? Hey, McKiffin, drop your resume so we can see how great of a coach you are since you're a statistical data analysis guy. Let's see how much football you know. He's not worth it, but he don't give up a fucking sack in a Super Bowl. Oh, my God. Yeah, it does have something to do with coaching when you tell me that an O tackle's not worth it, numbnuts. It is worth the money. That's why he'll be signed. Trust me. He has an agent. Unlike Lamar, his agent realizes we're going to get more money. So Trust me, it is worth it. It is football when you come down to it. Money's the second part of it. So you know. Anyway, there's a lot of good free agents out here. I just got to be honest. I'm trying to see if there's anything breaking. Baker Mayfield, though, is another quarterback who can land somewhere and maybe help someone. I don't know. He's a journeyman at this point. Baker Mayfield is a journeyman. Okay, he's a journeyman at this point. I mean, that's just what he is. He is a journeyman. I don't believe there's a spot for him to start. I don't know if you can come up with a spot for him to start. If Houston don't get a QB, but Houston's going to get a QB, so you're not going to bring him there. Baker, go into Tampa, maybe. Go to Tampa. If you go to Tampa and you battle Trask for the starting spot, maybe. But look at these caps. Look at this salary cap. The Seahawks are sitting pretty. The Seahawks are going to make some moves. The Colts got rid of Ryan. They're got to make a few decisions. They got to make a few moves. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't, but Baker's intriguing out there. So is Kobe Brissett. Where does Brissett end up? I think Brissett is a Geno Smith type of guy waiting to happen. I like Kobe Brissett. I think he can be a good, solid 2 or a starter at a right situation, similar to how Geno Smith fell into Seattle. I could see Jacoby Brissett falling into, I don't know, man. I mean, there's a couple teams. What happens with Matthew Stafford is still out there. So you got Matthew Stafford out there in limbo. You obviously have Aaron Rodgers. You obviously have Lamar Jackson. You have a Jacoby Brissett and a Baker Mayfield. You have Tannehill, who's still sitting out there. People forget, you still have Tannehill out there. So you have Tannehill, you have Brissett, you got Baker, you have obviously the big dogs, Lamar and Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, Judgment Day, you're going to hear some fluff, and from my opinion, you're going to get your dick hard, and you're going to get left with it hard. That's just my opinion. That's my personal opinion on what's going to happen with A-Rod today. I don't think he's going to tell you anything. I think he's going to tell you what he wants to do in the perfect world off of ayahuasca, but I don't think you're going to get any definites on Pat McAfee's show today. That's just my personal opinion. Here's my deal, though. I talk to Pac-Man Jones every day. We bullshit during the show while he's on McAfee. He's on McAfee 3 times a week now, so shout out to Pac-Man. Pat brought him on 3 days a week. Pac-Man likes Miami and the Jets to battle for number 1 if A-Rod goes to New York. I kind of agree with him. I also agree with him as far as Josh Allen being overhyped and the Buffalo Bills being overhyped. Every single year for the last 2, we've in the media has picked the Buffalo Bills to win the Super Bowl. Why? What the fuck have they done that I don't know? Am I missing something? What have the Buffalo Bills done that deserves the fucking Super Bowl odds-on favorite every year? What have they done? I'm confused. Like, am I missing something? Was I gone for a few years and the Buffalo Bills won 2 Super Bowls? Am I missing something? But they continue to get picked as the odds-on Super Bowl champ. I agree with Pac-Man Jones. I wouldn't put the Bills above the Jets if they go get Aaron Rodgers. I wouldn't put them above the Miami Dolphins if Tua plays and is healthy. But that's a big if. But I like the offseason acquisitions by the Miami Dolphins. I do like the offseason acquisitions the Dolphins made. I do like some offseason acquisitions. They got better at corner. They have elite wide receiver speed. I don't know if they're elite wide receiver route runners or blockers in the run game. I like Waddle. I like Tyreek's quickness and speed, of course, game-changing ability. I don't know, though, if I don't know if Tua stays healthy. And now, but you did. I love the signing of White, the quarterback from the Jets, which again shows you that the Jets are putting all their peas in one pod, waiting on Aaron Rodgers. I just hope that Aaron Rodgers, I don't hope, but I do hope, because Jermaine Johnson, my former player, is with the Jets. I would love for him to, I texted him the other day. I said, man, A-Rod comes, dog. You got to fucking ball out. Go get you a ring. I would love to see Jermaine get a Super Bowl ring. I'm just saying, you got to understand. I would put the Jets up there with the Dolphins. I have to slide New England down until I know what they do. Is Mac Jones staying now? Because it was a rumor that he was going to go to the Raiders. Now that with Jimmy G to the Raiders, what do the New England do at quarterback? I'm telling you, a lot of shit is going to happen today. And I'll break news and I'll do some things. But, we'll see. Hey, if you guys aren't members, become one today. 700, 800 people in here. Pound the like button. All of us, we should have 800 likes in here, man, for today. Get 1,000 today. Let's get 1,000 likes. Pound the like button on me. Pound the like button on 3. 1, 2, 3. Pound that like button for your boy. Give me a like. We'll get 1,000 likes today. Let's break the internet. Let's blow the show up. Let's get it real so you guys can be on the realest show on the internet, which is this show every day, 6 a.m. Pacific, right here on YouTube, the Coach JB Show. Don't miss it. Become a member if you're not one. And we also have a Discord, Slap Nation. We're texting away right now. People are in the Discord, Slap Nation, the coach's crew. It's an extra $1 a month if you're a member. Members, you get to call in and chop it up with me. And we'll start doing that more. I'm just trying to get a lot of this going because of the NFL free agency and a lot of this stuff that's happening. I had a poll question, man, and I forgot to put it out there, but I had a good one. And I wanted to ask the ladies and I wanted to ask the fellas. Can you be in love with the two people at the same time and give them equal passion? Can you be in love with two people at the same time and give them the same energy? That's the poll question. I got to get your comments. Comment in the section below. Man, I don't know if you could do that. I don't know if you could do that. But I'm just asking. I'm just asking a question. Asking a question. Can you give the same energy to two people and be in love with two people? Yeah, I don't know, Liz. I don't know. I don't know. Everyone's saying no. You got to, Stephen Brunner, you just got to go in the join now area where you became a member. Just go back in there, and there's an additional membership. You can see the Discord in there. That's how you become a member of the Discord. So you can go on over there and check it out. Hey, polygamy is a real thing, right? They got 6, 7 motherfucking wives. How do they do it? I don't know. There's no way. They got kids from 6, 7 wives. That shit to me is fucking disgusting. I just couldn't. I just don't get it. Like, how many brothers and sisters do you have around that motherfucker? I don't get it. I don't get it. That's just crazy to me. Aaron Rodgers, man. I mean, the bottom line is you can wait until the draft if you're the Packers, dog. Let that sink in today. Let that sink in. Because if you're just let that sink in. You can literally wait until the draft to make a decision if you're the Packers. And that just throws a monkey wrench in the entire New York Jets organization because they have bet everything on this. Everything. Michael Thomas staying in New Orleans with Derek Carr is good. That's a good thing. I believe that's a good thing. No, Tim Brown hasn't came on yet. Supposed to come on. I'm waiting to hear. That is a good thing. But here is the other thing about it. Let's transition to the Raiders and the Jimmy G signing since we're on this first open day of the market of the football new year. I got to break down. I want to break down some things. All right. I want to break down some things. Jimmy G is a much better get than Derek Carr for the Raiders for simple fact of this reason. Jimmy G, regardless of what your thoughts on porn star Jimmy is, he's been to a Super Bowl. He's won multiple playoff games. And to me, he's done it in New England. He's did it in Frisco. He has the it factor when it comes to quarterback play. Derek Carr does not. Derek Carr, much more talented ball thrower, much more talented ball spinner, much more talent in the arm department. But Jimmy G's more accurate. Jimmy G's better in big game situations. Jimmy G is better in a lot of ways. Now, having said that, Derek Carr, for the most part, was always available. Jimmy G has an issue. He's injury prone. So that is something you have to be careful of. What happens if he gets hurt? You put all your eggs in one basket. This is why I transitioned to the coach. Josh McDaniels is doing what he did in Denver. He's trading for guys he's comfortable with. Let me give you a little bit of advice, coaches out there. The more you become comfortable being uncomfortable as a coach, the better and the better you'll become. You're going to get out of your own way. Josh McDaniels doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result is the definition of an insanity. Josh McDaniels seems to not be able to get out of his own way, and he's doing the same thing he did in Denver years ago when he failed horribly. You have to understand, this is why I do not get the coaches who leave Belichick who fall flat on their face. Why hasn't any coach left Belichick and been any fucking good? Because they're so used to Belichick controlling the narrative, running the show, the puppet master, controlling everything, but he doesn't give away his goods. He doesn't give away the recipe. Belichick don't give away all his goods and recipes. And if you're not sitting there soaking it up like a sponge and only worried about offense like McDaniel, you're failing as a head coach. And Josh McDaniels is on his way to failing twice now. But yep, he's a Belichick disciple. He'll get a new job, right? This is the point I'm making. Be uncomfortable being comfortable. Be comfortable being uncomfortable. I'm just being real. You got to start being comfortable being uncomfortable, dog. Josh McDaniel, you got to roll with what your gut is, but you also got to start rolling with people that may not be from your tree because eventually you're going to outcoach the players who play. You're going to coach longer than fucking most players play in their career. You're not going to be able to grab a quarterback who played for you under your system. Go teach a new quarterback who has more talent and get them to win a Super Bowl like Bruce Arians has, Andy Reid has, and so on and so forth. Until you do so, you're not going to win a Super Bowl. You're not going to get out of your own way. So, is Jimmy G a better fit than Derek Carr? Yes, because of the simple fact that he has it factor. And he's won meaningful football games. He hasn't won the last game of the season quite yet, Super Bowl. He should have won. He lost. But he's won more and had more success in the playoffs than Jimmy G. Than Derek Carr. Now, you can argue Derek Carr hasn't had no defense and you've had 4 coaches and all this old shit. But nobody cares, dog. Nobody cares because it's a what have you done for me lately business. Nobody gives a fuck. They're not going to tell you. They're not going to tell you any of that shit. They don't care. They just don't give a fuck. So, I don't know. Matt Lombardo, good friend of mine who I've had on the show, he's an NFL insider. He said that with Montgomery going to Detroit, expect Chicago to try to make a push at Austin Eckler today. Very interesting. Austin Eckler to Chicago. Do you like it? Do you like it? Do you like Austin Eckler to Chicago? Javion Clowney's been an underachiever, injury prone, quite hasn't lived up to the hype. You know, Javion Clowney or whatever his name is, he is similar to what Chase Young is looking like. Very injury prone, unavailable. He may make a few big bags and then that's it. I mean, you're never going to be an NFL great. You're never going to be considered with the Bosas and the Max Crosbys of the world right now because of you're never available. You're not available enough. You're not available enough. That's just my personal opinion. I don't know if I like Eckler in Chicago unless you're running straight up triple option, which you're going to run Justin Fields into the ground too. I mean, dog, unless he can throw the football on time in the teeth of the defense consistently, you're asking Justin Fields to be the next Lamar Jackson. Because last year, dog, Justin Fields was a fucking running back. Let's just be honest. I had Walter Payton's son, Jared Payton, on here. I mean, let's just be honest. I told him right in his face, Justin Fields looked like the second coming of your daddy, Walter Payton, last year. So I just got to be real. I don't know if I like Eckler in Chicago as much as I like him in Buffalo, Cincinnati, Rams. But let me ask you this. Is Eckler now what is Dallas doing after releasing Zeke? They got to go get another back. Who are they going to get? Jamal Williams? Is Jamal Williams another 1-2 punch with Pollard? I like Jamal Williams in Dallas. I do. I like Jamal Williams in Dallas. Fun fact, Austin Eckler and who are the only players with multiple seasons of 10 rushing touchdowns and 5 receiving touchdowns. Do you know who the other one is? Multiple seasons, 10-plus rushing touchdowns and 5-plus receiving touchdowns. Austin Eckler and only one other player has done it. Do you know who it is? Fuck no. You think Emmitt Smith was catching touchdowns like that? LT, no. You guys forget how good fucking Marshall Faulk was, huh? It's Marshall Faulk, dog. Marshall Faulk. I don't know. It's going to be very, very, it is Marshall Faulk. It's going to be very interesting on Judgment Day today, what you hear on Pat McAfee's show. In about 2 hours from now, you're going to hear Aaron Rodgers, I think, tell you a bunch of nothing. He may come out and give you all the beans. I don't know. But there's a reason he's coming on Pat's show. I think it's going to be a good PR move and decision. I think Pat's earned the right to have him on. If he's going to go on anybody's show, it's going to be him. So more power to him. We will see. Tomorrow, Jeff Nadu, big man on campus, Barstool Sports. He's going to jump on the show. We're going to talk about March Madness. Also special guest tomorrow, Rashad Jennings, former NFL player. Rashad Jennings will be on. He's going to come on tomorrow, talk shop about the Giants, Eagles, Jags, teams that he's played for. We'll break that down. I've had Marshall Faulk on this show, by the way. Marshall Faulk and I have broke down several different discussions. As you know.
At you, man. I appreciate the great Marshall Faulk for joining us, Hall of Famer. I got a quote.
Marshall's been on here a few times. If you didn't know that, go back and watch the show. Go back and watch all the shows. Make sure you pound the like button every day. Retweet it when you see a tweet or an Instagram story, even though they deleted my fucking Instagram. Anyone know about anyone that can hook up Instagram, get my Instagram back? Let me know. If not, I'm not creating a new one. Like I said, I don't go back on my word. Unless somebody sends me a bunch of money and says you got to start a new Instagram, then so be it. If not, I ain't doing shit. So make sure you follow my Coach JB at Coach JB Show Instagram, though. We got about 7,000 followers. You can all follow me on that at the Coach JB Show on Instagram. Make sure you follow that one. TikTok as well. TikTok's grown over the last 6 months pretty rapidly. I don't do TikTok like that. A lot of bitch made cats on TikTok. Of course, we know that. That's what BMK stands for everybody asking in the chat. If you didn't know that. Why they take it away? I don't know. Shit. What do you mean? Because I say the word fuck, I guess. But guess what? You can show your pussy and titties on Instagram and have no issues. But don't say damn, because they'll block your ass. Fucking Facebook, man. What a bunch of fucks. Facebook's a bunch of fucks. It blows my mind. They can do whatever they want. Joe Greasy, what do you think? If you're a betting man, what do you think? Do you even see the people that don't know are horrible judges of character? See, I could be a judge of character right now and I never met you and have a 90% chance to get it right and to guess what I think of you. That's just me being a judge of character. If I were you and I asked me, JB, if you blow up, do you think you're going to be real or are you going to turn into a bitch made cat? Which to me, when you ask me if I'm going to become a bitch made cat opposed to being real, what I think you mean is, am I going to be a company man? That is what I think you're really asking. JB, if you blow up, would you become a company man? That's what I think you're really asking. So I'm going to let you guys figure that out. I don't even think I deserve to. It's not even worth me answering that question. If you don't know me by now, then if you think I'm going to become a company man and ask that question, you got life fucked up. LM. Exactly right, LM. Exactly right, LM. The possibility is not even possible. I'm just being honest. See, this is my thing. Like, do I love doing podcasts? No. I don't really like doing podcasts. I actually fucking despise doing podcasts. But you know what I do like? I like the grind. I like the hustle. I like entertaining folks. I like waking up with you guys, especially you loyal fucking people that have been here. And all you new people that could possibly be loyal, become a member. I think it's going to be great. I think the show has capability of blowing up. Once I get a production team, once I get some supporters, I think I could blow it up. Having said that, the grind and the drive is what drives me. The goal at the end of the horizon, keep your eyes on the stars, land on the moon ideology that I have is why I do it. This is why, though. I want to be the guy that blows up, that don't change. I want to be the guy that blows up who is still the realest motherfucker, who brings on real, average, regular cat, which is me included. I don't ever put myself above no motherfucking average human. We are all average humans, dog. I'm just going to be real. Some may have more money in the bank. Some may have a clout that's a little bit, status is a little bit heftier because of your influence, social media following, or being on a fucking Netflix show. Who knows what it is? Having said that, though, I want to be the guy that's different. I want to be the motherfucker that don't change like everyone else has. And I want to be the guy that tells major ad sponsors that tell me, hey, coach, you got to do this, this, and this. And I'm going to tell them, get fucked. I'm not doing shit. You want me? You want me. That is why I am who I am. People ask me and comment every day on my thing, like, coach, we love you, dog, but you're probably never going to coach again because of the things you say. Well, let me give you a little bit of knowledge and give you a little bit of brain food, homie. I don't give a fuck. I really don't. And I think it's obvious by now, don't you think? Here's the reason why I say that, though. It's not that I don't give a fuck. It's the fact that if you're going to hire me, you're going to hire me, motherfucker. You're hiring me. You're hiring me. I disagree with Pat hasn't changed. When you said McAfee hasn't changed, I disagree. And that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad reason either. You have to change, dog. Don't tell me he hasn't changed. When ESPN signed him and you're telling me he hasn't changed, you're crazy as fuck. Even his tone has changed. Don't get it twisted. When people like Bud Light and ESPN and FanDuel throw you hundreds of millions of dollars, you change, bro. Don't get it twisted. And I'm not saying he's a sellout. I'm not saying he's changed in that regard. What I mean is he's had to abide by different rules now other than his own YouTube show rules. Even though the optic looks the same, it's not. You have to really dive deep. And only real recognizes real. I'm just being honest. So it definitely has changed. He has conformed. He has had to change. I would bank that it's probably why he doesn't have me on, right? Probably why, because ESPN and other people, not that I have a great track record with a lot of ESPN people, but he has to have certain people on. I'm still cool with Dan Orlovsky. I'm still cool with Matt Berry. I'm still cool with Mark Jones. I'm still cool with a lot of people, Michael Collins, the golf extraordinaire. I got good friends at ESPN, but I also don't like a lot of people at ESPN, right? Be fair. So I think you have to be a gray area guy. You have to be a gray area guy to be on some of these guys' shows. That's just being honest. But Pat could be like, if JB, you don't fit the show anymore. It is what it is, dog. Pat paid me to be on his show for a year. I ain't never mad. Shit, I ain't never mad, homie. I don't hold grudges. I'm just giving you some insight because everyone asks me every day why I'm not on the show. Dog, you got to ask him. Don't ask me. You got to ask him. That's the problem. But I do believe I'm too honest and raw for mainstream media. And if I could show you some DMs and texts from certain people, prominent people, very, very big people, you would know why that is. I'll never share that with personal information. But I was just talking to a head coach last night, a big time one, and is like, JB, you're blackballed because you're too truthful and real. And I wish we could all be the way you are. But unfortunately, admin, common folk, too soft. And you know what? You know what he said? And you know what's a shame? The kids will be the ones who suffer for the lack of the JB in the world coaching them. So I give him much credit, much shout out to him. I actually spoke to her as well, another head coach, prominent head coach, a female in the basketball world. Very good friend of mine who's the head coach in March Madness, by the way, said a very similar thing. So just throwing that out there. You don't have to believe me. I don't really give a fuck. The drought has to be over in California. Has to be over. It has to be over. I'm just being real. Has to be over. Brian, I don't play the game no more. I teach you to play the game. I teach young kids to play the game. I don't play the game no more. I've kind of earned a different walk. If you don't know what I mean, you don't know what I mean. And it's okay. I don't have time to explain it all day. But do as I say, not as I do. I never said do as I do. I didn't say drink whiskey and smoke cigars every day. I told you not to do it. Just because I do it doesn't mean you do it. That's what people don't get, dog. Like sometimes coach, you're not setting a good precedent. I'm not your fucking role model, homie. I'm not a role model. I'm a truth teller that's going to get you from point A to point B. It's called coach. The definition is what? Get you where you could not get yourself. That's why I've sent 20 coaches to Division I programs. That's why I've sent over almost 300 kids Division I and almost 30 to the NFL. There's a reason. Get you where you could not get yourself. I didn't say do as I do. I said do as I fucking say. Because I know how to get you where you could not get yourself. But I smoke cigars. I drink whiskey. I fucking drive fast. I like pussy. Like, dog, I am who I am. I'm single for a reason. Like, that is what it is. I didn't say for you to do it. I didn't say you to watch me and do what I do. I said do what I say to do. There's a big difference. A lot going on, man, in the world of sports. McAfee's on in about 30 minutes. Probably have rolling blackout soon. We're all fucked up in Cali, dog. My fucking lights are flickering right now. Who knows? Alan Edward in the house. What up? Yeah, that's why I don't know if everybody has their price because I don't have a price, dog. I don't have a price. See, you could pay me. You could pay me. You could pay me. Be real. Pay me all you want. I'll take the pay. I'll take the pay. I'll take the pay. But shit. I'll take the pay, but damn, I'm not selling out for the pay. Dog, this is the bottom line. When we die and go to heaven or hell or middle universe or whatever the fuck you want to call it, wherever you go, whatever God you pray to, I do know one thing. When I leave this earth, I want to have zero regrets, and I want you all to kiss my ass because I did it my way, not your way. And the bottom line is I'm going to have me some dignity and some respect. In the hood, we call it respect. And I am going to live my life my way. And it is what it is, dog. You could say, man, JB could have been the biggest coach ever. He could have been the biggest guy on social media. Hey, I don't give a fuck about all that, homie. I really don't. I really don't give a fuck. If it wasn't my calling, it's not my calling. But I'm not going to be the guy that goes out and tries to do something that he's not. It's not my job to make you like me. It is my job to be my fucking self and tell the truth. And if a lot of you did that in this world, we'd be much better off. We'd be much fucking better off if you would just be your fucking self and stop trying to be someone else. We got these two black kids in Houston who are selling water on the side of the road. And some prankster ass, fucking wankster ass, bitch ass cats came up to the car, pulled a strap out, talking about, give me your money, give me your fucking water, take your shirt off, show me you ain't got nothing. I saw it last night. Alan sent me it again today. And I'm sitting there thinking, one of the kids with the water is smiling. So I'm wondering, is this another Twitter grab for clout? I don't know if it was set up. Why would you film it? You can't be that stupid to film a jacking, can you? I'm going to pull up and jack somebody. Am I filming it? Like, let's start asking these questions. Can we start asking real shit? See, this is the thing. I want to make sure you're clear. See, gangsters would have pulled up on these two young black kids And if you're a black gangster and you roll up where I'm from, a black real one would have gave that motherfucker a roll of $100 bills and would have said, keep grinding, youngster. Keep grinding, little homie. And would have pushed off. We ain't gonna jack them and take their water and their fucking $2. You think that's a gangster? My fucking God. That's what's wrong with you motherfuckers. See, I wish I would have saw those type of pussy-ass bitch-made cats. Because I'm just telling you, dog, those are the cats that get fucked in the pan. Just throwing it out there. Being real. I'm just being real. You don't want to hear it, but gangsters, we rolled up and helped. We fucking rob from the rich and hang with the poor. We don't rob the poor, you fucking idiot. You fucking prankster-ass bitch-made motherfuckers. We don't rob from the poor. We hang with the poor. That's what gangsters do. You got the whole game fucked up. That's why I know you're a bunch of fucking social media fucking fanboys looking for clout. Filming a jacket. You're jacking a motherfucker and filming it. Pull up, dog. Give me your motherfucking money, homie. Give me your cheese. And you motherfuckers are on social media like, damn, that motherfucker's a real one. Oh, my goodness. See, just when I want to bounce on over to Rumble and go to a fucking site that I don't have to be worried about and be filtered in, breaking news, Trump Media, the parent company of Truth Social, is reportedly now under federal investigation as of this morning for money laundering in connection to two payments made to them totaling $8 million from entities reportedly controlled by allies of Vladimir Putin. Of course. Of course. According to The Guardian, $8 million in loans that the company received has ties to Russia and now are in question. Truth Social, a Trump social media group, is now getting investigated. Shocker. And then it's a shocker that we're investigating him. Like, come on, dog. It is what it is. It is what it is. You can believe it or you don't believe it. I don't believe any news, by the way. I don't believe any news. Because you don't know what's real. You don't know what's fake. Everything's for clickbait. A lot of media people just are saying shit to say shit. Chase Sr. has said on this show why he left mainstream media. Steve Kim on this show has told you why he left mainstream media, because they're sitting there telling the truth on their show, and then the producers go and say, look, you can't say that. And they're like, that's the truth. He's like, no, you need to say this. And here, hands them a script. The script is back, people. Yeah, I can't work under a script. Sorry. I like my real folks out here, my real people. I like it. I like it. Man, make sure you guys pound the like button, subscribe, become a member today if you're not one. Pound the like button, dog. We had 800 people in here almost. We should have 1,000 likes today. Make sure you pound the like button for your boy. Go back and rewatch it. I need longer watch time. It's been a real one. It's 8:40 on the West Coast, 11:40 on the East. Pat McAfee's up next at 9. And then you'll see it 10 o'clock on the West Coast, 1 o'clock on the East Coast. The Judgment Day of Aaron Rodgers. I think it's fluff. We're going to see what ends up happening. Who knows? We'll see. But who knows? You've seen the cap space. We see the teams that are viable for options. I look for Lamar Jackson headway today. I look for Eckel today to make some moves, either stay or go. The Chargers need to ante up and keep Eckel. I I wouldn't be shocked if Baker Mayfield made a move. I wouldn't be shocked if you hear some Matthew Stafford news today. Where does Zeke Elliott end up? Where does Jamal Williams end up? A lot of things out there. OBJ's in the news. But the number one is Aaron Rodgers. Number two is Lamar Jackson. Whatever order you want to put them in, that is 1 and 2, 1A, 1B, however you want to put it. We'll see if there's any headway today. Stay tuned. I might do a Coach JB daily rant later on when some breaking news happens. Come right here to YouTube to find it, or on my Twitter at the real coach _JB. Joe Greasy, I appreciate all you guys, man. Pound that like button on me. Pound that like button on 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's get 1,000 likes today. Appreciate everybody. Hector, you got to come on this week. We got to talk March Madness. I don't know what you're doing tomorrow. See if you can pop on tomorrow. Let's talk some betting on some March Madness shit. I appreciate everybody. Pound that like button on the way out. Become a member of the Discord, Slap Nation. Become a member, period. If you're not one, the best $1.99 you can spend. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning for Thirsty Thursday. We got a couple great guests. Peace.